And we are live now, Monday. This is the OK Show. My name is Iceman.
Here, Rod Rodriguez. Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
F, man. Hello. Hello. We're like,
is it me or
saying hello?
Is the volume?
Hello.
The
Hello.
volume's not as. There you go. The volume wasn't it wasn't loud enough. Okay. Anyways, all right. I'm not a techie guy. Sorry. So, man, I haven't seen you in a long time. What? But 3 months? How long has it been?
I don't know. Probably around that time.
It's been a while, man. Give me an update. What's going on in your life right now? You married? Got kids?
Yeah. Got a kid. I don't know how it happened. It just happened. Holy crap.
You've aged gracefully, though. That's fine. It means you found fulfillment. Anyway, we did have a show yesterday because it was a makeup show for Saturday because, it was my fault. I had a not a prior commitment, but I informed Ice and my other co-host Pinky on the day, which is very unprofessional. But I think that's kind of how people are. It's either, when you're not getting paid for something or you're not getting paid enough, you kind of slack off. But the sad thing is, even when we're paid, we kind of slack off. You know what I'm saying? It's
we're slackers. That's what we are.
We're slackers. Yeah. Regardless. But yes, it was a makeup episode that was supposed to be Saturday's episode. So don't be surprised. People are like, okay, hold on. Did we just see you last night? You guys did, yeah, for sure. We're talking about chivalry. But tonight, it's a recap. And I think Iceman is better versed when it comes to current events. I really I don't even have regular TV. We don't have regular TV here at home. Good evening, Patrick. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us tonight and spending your Monday evening with us. I don't even have regular TV, so I just have YouTube and Netflix, and YouTube has news, but how can you watch news when you have 50 million other things that you could possibly watch that's more entertaining and less depressing? So, Iceman, you missed a lowdown. I know the U.S. Open just took place. Let's
do a recap. A lot of things happened last week, and we even talked about it. We had it as a topic. We were talking about the Paolo Contis and Yen Santa. No, it was the Paolo Contis LJ Reyes split, right? So around last week. Then that was 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago. A week and a half ago, right? So then last week, a lot of news surfaced about Paolo Contis going to Baguio City.
Yeah.
And what he said was he brought a friend. He brought somebody as a friend there because he was so depressed and he didn't know who to ask to come with to Baguio to go with to Baguio City. So he asked and Santos, because they worked together at this at this movie. I think they had a movie just recently on Netflix. So he said he just contacted her because she's also from the north and she's the nearest friend that he could just drag with him.
Basically, it was a lame excuse.
It is a lame excuse. So everybody's poking fun at him, and they're posting memes on on social media.
So we'll start with that. We'll start with Paolo.
Baguio as a friend. Yes.
We'll start with that issue. All right. We'll start with that issue. All right. We have a couple of hours to burn, so we're fine. Shout out to Jong. Speaking of that issue, good evening. He is here joining us as a friend. Of course, Jong. You can't be any more than that. What are you talking about?
Nice, Jong. You're a good friend.
We're not going to go into Buddha and be holding hands or anything. People might accidentally take a video of us, and start thinking, wow, these two guys are more than guitar friends. Less depressing. Yeah, the news. The other finalists
may pag-gitara pa tong mga to. Yun pala.
Pag-gitara pala. Mga broke back pala tong mga to.
Holding hands.
PRS pa. Ice, man, I have no idea what PRS is. You know what PRS is, Ice?
No, I don't know what that is.
It is initials of a guy who has a factory in Maryland, and I would have to say currently he's probably the finest guitar maker on the planet. I mean, I'm sure there are like, you know, better boutique guitars out there that are handmade and all that, custom made and all that stuff. But in terms of like a large scale, like mass produced guitars, probably PRS probably on top of the quality scale. But in terms of popularity, have you heard of Fender? Are you familiar with Fender?
Yes.
Are you familiar with Gibson?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Are you familiar? Okay, you're not familiar with PRS. So PRS comes in at third. All right. So that's like the third thing.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations, Ice, on your new guitar.
No, I mean, what is this guitar that John is talking about? Tell me all about it.
Yeah.
Is it a Fender? Is it a Gibson? Is it a PRS?
See, that's the thing with guys. It's like that's the thing with guys. It's like it's a PRS. It's a PRS.
All right.
It's a PRS.
I own a thing with guys.
I own a Fender.
Sabihin mo na PRS.
I know, as if it matters to you, right? So why are you even asking me? Like, you don't even know the brand. But anyway, it's my first PRS, so it's special. It is like an advanced present to myself because I am turning golden in a couple of years, and it's a lame excuse I gave my wife. And my wife's like, yeah, So anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Paolo. All right, and I mean, we're talking about current events. What happened to you recently? I mean, before we get to Paolo, let's talk about ourselves.
What? No, nothing. I mean, what's new? There's nothing new. Like every day I wake up and do the same thing. I go to school, I go to work, then I come back. I mean, there's nothing new here, man. Come on. It's not like this is the Philippines.
Yeah,
nothing exciting happens here. It's so routinary. It's so
I get you.
Well, boring. I would say it's boring, but boring is good.
I agree.
If you watched The Hitman's Bodyguard, boring is good. Boring is good, and it's
but people in the Philippines are like, oh, it's so exciting to live in another country or Japan. So it's not like Iceman is in the middle of Tokyo all the freaking time, or in Osaka,
if you are in Tokyo or Osaka, it's the same thing. You do the same thing day in, day out for the whole year. True. Nothing's new. It's not like, okay, exciting means what? In the Philippines, for me, it was like, oh my God, I don't have funds anymore. Will we be able to eat next week? I mean, that type of excitement you have almost, you know what I'm saying? Like, the bill is red. Will we be able to pay this on time? Or will we have, abangan. Or will we have, like,
next season, coming in October,
right? May tubig pa ba next week? I mean,
but in Japan,
people
live comfortable lives. They're fairly secure with their health insurance and all that stuff. And obviously living with the first world perks, the beautiful roads and the countryside, the fresh air, and just the quality of the products and the food and But like I said, there's not a lot of like human interaction, and there's not a lot of highs and lows in terms of
okay, hold up, people, hold up. They're throwing stuff at us now. Let's hold on. All right, John, hold on. Like we're gonna talk about.
Let's not get to that yet. Let's not get to that. Let's talk about Paolo first.
Let's start with Paolo Contis. All right, because he said that he brought Yen there as a friend, and that's the lamest excuse, man. So lame. I mean, if somebody's who's buying it? Are you buying it? I'm not buying it. That's BS.
I don't know. Because Paolo could be like you, like he has all the female friends. He's comfortable with them. They walk together, just the two of them.
Really?
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Really?
Yeah, I have friends who I'm not saying like Paolo. I'm not like saying Paolo is telling the truth or what. I cannot speak for that, but I can honestly say that it's possible that there are guys out there who have that closeness to a woman and it's platonic. Like I have friends who are like that. Like they would piggyback a girl, or they could like literally share a bed with a girl and take pictures together. And they're like, they're friends. It's platonic, like the girl, there's nothing going on. So it's possible. Now between Paolo and between Yen, and knowing like Paolo's history with girls and all that stuff, I don't know. That's, obviously that's harder to accept, but it is possible. Like if you're asking me if it's possible, not with me though. Like I'm not, like I said, that I'm not that type, but you are. You could possibly be with a female friend, having dinner together, just the two of you, and people could be taking snapshots of the both of you because you're all depressed and everything, and you need a female voice and a female sentiment to to sort of deal with your heartache and heartbreak. And it's possible. I'm sure you've done it. You probably spent more time with women like at coffee shops than you have with men.
Yeah, but these
Right?
friends of mine are like my friends from a long time ago. If I am going to Baguio City, I would bring somebody whom I've
Yeah, but
been
she
friends
lives
with for a
there.
long
She lives
time.
in the north. That's his reason. See, he's thinking ahead. He's like, but she lives there. She's the one and they just made a movie, so they have this new friendship going on.
Like, really?
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I
I
mean,
mean,
like we can't both be against him. Somebody's got to take his side here. I mean, I'm not taking his side, but I'm just saying, like, I'm giving you
you're
that
taking
that
his side for the
angle.
sake of it.
I'm giving you
You're
that
looking at
angle.
that
Yes, I'm
angle.
taking his side for the sake of it. Yeah, I'm giving it that angle. Like, there's no
No.
excitement if we're both like, yeah, he's lying. That's it. End of story. Let's move on to the next. There's got to be a little
Dude,
argument going on here. So
let's gang up on him. He's lying. Come on, man.
It's,
No,
yeah.
let's gang up on him. What's wrong with you? This is the topic, that we're supposed to gang up on a person. No, we can't. All right, okay, but yeah, if you want to take that
I
angle,
mean,
all right, baloney. That's
yeah,
bullshit.
because-
That's Ian
yeah, because,
Santos we're
like,
talking about.
I
That's Ian
mean,
Santos, man.
okay.
If
Here's
it's
the thing.
somebody
Like,
I mean,
I don't see
really?
the point where he has to lie about it, though. Well, I don't know
Yeah,
why he has
because
to lie about it, though. That's the thing. It's like, why does
you
he
know
have to lie
why?
about it?
Because everybody would think that he's a shitty guy. All right, so he doesn't want that. He doesn't want to be that
Dude,
shitty guy who left someone
dude,
for
I mean,
another
for
one.
him, if the woman, but that's the thing. It's like if the woman's worth it and he's really done with LJ and he's really moving in this new relationship with Yen, then why would he have come up with an excuse? He'll just proceed to the next one, just take it as a man, like, yeah, have dirt thrown at his face, if that's the
Yeah,
case.
because
But if he
probably he's not
really
yet a
is,
man. He's still a
'cause I mean,
boy. He
because I
still
mean,
can't,
imagine how Yen would feel, right? If Yen really, if it was really a relationship and something was really going on. Imagine how Yen would feel if, like,
dude, they're
Paolo
in
says,
cahoots.
"Okay, she's just a
They're
friend,"
in
you know.
cahoots. They're in
But
cahoots,
why
man.
does he have to deny it? See, that's what I'm saying. He's not married to LJ. I mean, and he's certainly not going back there. Is he going back? Was
I
he
mean, if
caught and,
you're
like, he
Yen,
actually
okay,
wants to
if
go
you're
back?
Yen, do you want people to call you a bitch, right? Or a
They
family
already
wrecker?
have. It's done. The damage is done. They're judged already. We're already talking about him in that term,
No,
in that
there's like
sense.
people are speculating.
Nobody's
People are
saying they're still
speculating.
innocent.
All right,
They're
so
not
people are
speculating.
speculating.
They're jumping to conclusions, which is exactly what we're doing. We're
Yeah, but
basically,
it's not
like, ganging
confirmed.
up on
So
them.
it's not confirmed. So when people say things, I mean, not unless
That's
you
why I was
did it.
giving you that other angle.
All right. So
Eureka.
everybody's
That's why I was saying
speculating.
because it's not
People are
confirmed.
speculating. So like when you say that a lot of things has been said already, but it's still speculation. So not unless they confirm that that's what they did, then all those things that people said, I mean, they're not they're not really true yet. Like, oh, she's a bitch, she's a family wrecker. So if you haven't like really confirmed it, it's like, no, I'm not really a bitch because I mean, you don't really know the truth here. But then
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
come out and like, oh yeah, we're dating, we don't care about LJ's feelings, F that. And then, oh yeah, she's really a bitch now. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Yeah.
that guy's shitty.
What else is new?
Yeah, guys
What
are
else is
shitty.
new? I mean, I've heard that said about me. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
This
guys are
is
shitty.
this is a good-looking guy who is a celebrity who is known to jump from one woman to another.
I don't
And,
have a problem with that. My problem is, why does he have to pretend? Why does he have to like, oh no, I just went to Baguio.
That's my point.
And I brought her
That's
as
my
a
point.
friend.
Exactly. So it could possibly mean that he might be telling the truth, because I don't see the point. Like, we were caught red-handed, holding hands or whatever it is that they were doing. And if he really is in love with Yen now, or has moved on to the next woman or next phase of his life, which happens to be Yen, and Yen obviously is reciprocating that, and she's into him as well. Now, why the heck would he deny it? Unless he's planning to go back to LJ and he's just like, like it was like he just got caught, like it was an affair, it was a fling or whatever. But if he really is moving on to the next one, then it's actually just making the process easier and quicker. It's kind of like the Alger and the Kylie situation, where it's just like there was finality to it right away. Like, yeah, when people were talking about it, it was done already. Like in this case, it's like, why can't he just, like, people accepted that, and they were married, if I'm not mistaken. They were married. I mean, I don't think Kylie has a child with another man from a previous relationship. I don't think Alger is a child with another woman from a previous relationship. So that's even more precious. and people just moved on from that. Like,
All right.
talked about it for
So
a
you're
little while,
buying
and then
his
they moved
story
on.
that they went there as a friend. Like, I mean, he brought Yen as a friend.
I'm not buying
You're
it,
buying
but
that story.
I'm not buying, but it's a possibility that, because I don't see the point. Like, given Paulo's age, given Paulo's, like, I mean, he's not really. It's not like he was known to be a saint. It's not like he's a teacher or a priest or whatever, that he kind of like has to protect his image or whatever, or his career is at stake. Or I don't even think it matters. I think Paulo would be the type who's like, I think, I don't know what foreign blood he has. Maybe he's half Italian or something, but I would assume that he's probably the type of guy who won't mix his words. Like, Paulo seems like the type of guy who's like, I don't think he's the type of guy would like give you a fake response. So it's a possibility. It's a possibility that, yeah, they did get close. They did hold hands. Maybe Paulo is naturally affectionate with women friends, like you are. I mean, like I said,
What?
I know
I don't hold their hands. What are you talking about? We're
no, but I
friends.
have, like
I don't hold their hands.
I have guy friends who remember Boo Boy, remember Philip, the guy we you had that the guesting. He was in the States, and those MTV superstar guy, but friend of mine, former DJ that we had at a former station I used to work for. That's how he was. He has like pictures in bed with
Yeah,
City. I mean, they spent nights in their room together, and there's nothing going on.
If Yen was the one who was going through something, and he put his arms around her, or he was trying to hold her or comfort her or console her, then yeah. But that's not the story here. No one's going through something. You know what I'm saying? Yen's not going through something.
Yeah, but I mean, no, but what I'm saying is we don't know what their situation is, because there are women who are naturally affectionate and touchy-feely.
Situations. Somebody got fucked. In the ass.
And it's not LJ. Now, the thing here is,
well, it depends if it's figurative or literal.
You know what? So, yeah. We're only putting color to this situation because they're both good-looking people. That's basically it. Like, if Yen was like ugly as heck, if she looked like dirt, for crying out loud, do you think people would suspect anything? Nobody would suspect anything. If Yen wasn't like a hot chick, literally, I'm not kidding. It's like, that's why I get nervous when I have meetings with like a beautiful woman. Like, let's say it's like an event or something, and and she goes, okay, Laura, let's have coffee. And like, okay, I meet her for the first time, and like I see her at Starbucks or wherever.
As long as you don't hold her hand, then that's fine.
I get nervous because, like, if somebody sees me, like a friend of the wifey or something, they'd all put color to it. But if it's like some like hideous looking woman, everyone's gonna assume that Rod's not gonna jump for that. You know what I'm saying? It's
even if it's a hideous looking woman. Hey, even if it's a hideous looking woman.
No, they would not. They know me.
No.
They know
even
me.
If it's a wait, I'm not yet finished. Even if it's a hideous looking woman, even if it's a hideous looking woman, if you hold her hand, they will put color to it. All right, they will paint a color.
No, man.
On that meeting.
Okay, I mean, if they see me with a hideous looking person and they put color to it or malice to it, then they probably think I'm like,
that's not what I said.
The Rod guy's a sick dude.
No, they will put color to it if you hold her hand. If you hold her hand, this hideous looking woman. Then exactly, that's my point. That's my point. It doesn't matter if it's a beautiful person or a hideous person. It doesn't matter. If you're holding hands, people will put color to it. It doesn't matter what the person looks like.
I get what you're saying. Okay, I now understand it. Like, you're telling me that even if I was alone or just the two of us, I was with a hideous looking woman, but if I was seen in public somewhere, and we're holding hands, people would still like be suspicious about it and put malice to it, right?
Of course, because you're holding her hand.
But even if she's hideous looking.
Yeah, but if you're just like talking to somebody, even if she's pretty, you're just talking. There's nothing to it. You're just talking.
Won't people assume
everybody knows you're a host? It could be a client. People would like, it's probably a client.
But people might just think it's like I'm assisting her to cross the street or something, like I'm just being a gentleman. Because it's a hideous looking woman.
What? Well, you're in a coffee shop. Why are you crossing a street? No one's crossing a street here. We're like,
well, they were on the street. Did you see the video? I saw the video, but my wife showed it to me. She's like, she was showing me a video of Paolo, and I was like looking at it closely just to make sure that it was Paolo and not. And I was making sure it was Paolo and not me.
Were they crossing the street?
Si Paolo pa talaga. Buong shirt ko yan.
No, tumatawid ba? Tumawid ba?
I don't think they were crossing. I don't know if they were crossing the street, but they were definitely on the street.
Exactly.
Like were they crossing the street?
No.
No, they were not. They were like
They were not.
sidewalk. They were like on the sidewalk.
They were on the sidewalk. Is Yen injured? Is she injured? Like, did she fell? Did she trip? And she needed somebody to hold her because she couldn't walk properly.
Dude,
Was that the case?
maybe she was going through vertigo, or like she had viajilo or something, and like Paolo had to hold her hand
Yeah.
because she was losing her balance.
Really? Really?
It can happen.
Vertigo?
It's not impossible.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
You've had it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, okay, here's my thing. Like I said, here's my thing. I just don't see the point of Paolo coming up with like a palusot like that if he's really out the door. Like, it's actually going to make the process easier. Like, the freaking media and social media and the people did the hard work for him. They did the hard work for him. They did the hard work for him. It will be easier for LJ to just accept the situation because it's already publicized. Like, but if he really has plans to go back to LJ, or he really was just caught, okay, he might have just been like, it might have just been like a fling, and then he was caught. He really had no plans of moving it because we don't even know if Yen has a relationship.
These people are celebrities. I know people who are not celebrities back in the day, and they would deny things to death. The next thing you know, after 2-3 months, they're like an item. I'm pretty sure it happened to you or one of your friends. It happened to a lot of people in college.
Oh yeah,
I know a lot of people in college did that. Like, somebody broke up. Somebody just broke up, and then this girl was like losing it because she was like accusing somebody that, all right, okay, I think they're together.
So the guy denied it.
Yeah, the guy denied it. The girl denied it. 3 months after, they're together, and these are not celebrities, and they were denying it to death, dude. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
If these things happen to normal people, I mean, imagine how it is with celebrities. I mean, they will deny to death, man. They will deny it to death. They will give you all the BS excuse, all the lame excuses in the world. And they tell you like, no, it's not true. We're just friends. Why were you holding hands? Oh, she had vertigo. My ass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Keep talking. Hold on. I gotta like turn on the aircon.
All right. I mean, vertigo, really? On the sidewalk?
Behilo. I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, I'm not here to justify Paulo's actions. I'm not here to defend him per se. I'm just saying that we can't be definite about it. Like, you can't put a period on it and that's it, because the guy did say his piece. And if he said that, you know what? He's digging himself a deeper hole, in my opinion, if he's lying about it. Because first and foremost, he lied about it and he will get caught. And people will find out. Then they will get more backlash later. Might as well take all the crap now while it's, and people will forget it about it in a couple of months when they're together and they decide to be out in public. Then spread it out.
I agree with Patrick. It is a PR nightmare for their publicists, because I'm pretty sure they're lying. Both of them are lying.
Oh, you mean like for their endorsements, for their wholesome image, and for all that crap?
Probably. All right. Yeah.
I mean, well, they took the risk, I mean, I just hope it was worth it. I mean, they took the risk and they did it. Like you said, they're celebrities. What, they were banking on the fact that they were wearing masks. I mean, come on, right? I mean, Filipinos we always have the sixth sense for celebrities. You can always sniff them from a mile away, and people just go crazy.
So that's what's up last week. Paolo going to Baguio with Ian Santos. And
okay,
yeah.
Hatol, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty. I'm guilty. I would say guilty. I would say guilty. All right. Guilty as hell.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards that too. I'm just saying, like, I'm leaning towards that too. But I'm not gonna definite that, because, like I said,
he doesn't have guy friends. He doesn't have barcadas. He doesn't have a best friend. Of all people,
dude, here's the thing, man. If I'm emotionally screwed up,
is available to be with him.
Dude, if I have emotional issues, I will not contact my guy friends. I will deal with it on my own. The only reason I would call my guy friends is that's so we could get drunk and I can forget about it. But they wouldn't know a thing. Like, I'm not telling them, dude, I'm an emotional wreck. Hug me.
He doesn't have a sister. He doesn't have a cousin.
Dude, he doesn't practice incest. You know what I'm saying? It has to be Yen.
That's my point. Then it has to be Yen, because there's something to it. There's something going on, definitely. If that's the
but
case.
they're still friends. But they're just friends. That's their definition, right? Have you heard of FUBU? You've heard of FUBU, right?
No. That's
they're friends. Yeah, they're buddies. Friends nga.
All right, right.
Right?
FF,
But
FF, FF. Fubui's buddy. That's a buddy. Let's stick with the
yeah.
friend
Okay,
word.
okay.
So
All
it's
right.
FF,
Okay. So okay, let's just
FF.
put it this way.
Or
Okay.
friends
So
with benefits.
okay. So let's say Paolo did like, have an affair or fling or a relationship or whatever with Yen. Now the question I'm asking is it a one-time thing? Is it an affair or is he really moving on with her?
No,
That's my
it's moving
thing.
on with her. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna move on. They're gonna be together for
So why
quite a
lie
while.
about it?
I told you because they don't want to be, they don't want to
What?
be at the end of the backlash
But
the whole
people will
drama.
find out later. So why extend? Why prolong? Why make it a bigger,
No,
longer
because people
issue?
are gonna get tired. The next news cycle is different. There's probably
No,
a
they're not.
new
No, they're not. You know
scandal
why? They're not gonna get
happening.
tired because
So
he lied about it. Because he lied about it. Because like he said,
now
okay,
people are
ganito
gonna
kasi
forget
ganyan,
about
ganyan.
it. I mean,
I don't think they'll forget
people are
about
gonna
it.
forget about it. It's like bahaw na ang news.
Dude, they haven't forgiven him now. They will not forgive him then. Why am I holding the air content? But anyway, I'm just saying, I don't get the point. Like, for example, if I get all this media backlash, I get like bash on social media, okay, sige na, kami na, may nangyari, boom. Okay, get it over with, done, right? Now, if I deny it, and then we make it a secret relationship, me and Yen, and then all of a sudden, like a couple of months later or a year later, we show up and we admit to the public that it's us. I mean, like people, it's gonna be, it's gonna have another birth. And then people are gonna start talking about it. Oh, that's the guy who lied about it. We knew it. We knew he was a liar. Blah blah blah.
No,
so
because
why not end it now?
By then, LJ Reyes already calmed down, so it's fine. If nobody's crying on TV anymore, if nobody's giving interviews anymore, and
okay. So if they're just friends, so where the heck is he? Is he not going home? What's his excuse now for not going home? What's his excuse for not reuniting with what's her name, LJ? Like what? Like
because because he's moving on with the end. That's what's happening. That's why.
So no, I know, but that's not what he's saying though. But that's not his reason. That's his reason is that they're just friends. So now, okay. So now what? Now is he going back because they're just friends? Does he have to panindigan ba niya yung sinabi niya? Does he have to prove to the world that they are just friends and that he will?
Just buying time. I think they were just like buying time. So they're looking for the right time to tell people that it's actually us. Oh, we did not intend to to be together. It was just it just happened. That's what they're gonna say.
Or they're all in cahoots.
They're
all in cahoots, and they just
did
this to get attention for the
publicity,
movie that's showing in Netflix.
Like even LJ, all right, or maybe
she's an actress.
Yeah, all right. So maybe LJ's acting too. All right, yeah, that's cool.
They're all in cahoots. Everybody's in cahoots.
All right.
I mean,
Patrick's opinion on this is I think they will let this simmer down first, and then they would probably get back at it again. Politicians are doing it. Celebrities can too. Normal people are doing it, Patrick. I know a lot of people who did it back in the day.
Iceman's friends will do it.
No, not my friends, classmates stuff,
Oh, classmates. Okay. Sorry. Not friends.
I've heard a lot of dramas in my college years, and these are not even celebrities, somebody was like, what happened? Oh, there was a fight at Cafe Elisa. Like, really? Yeah, somebody was like freaking out, blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? Yeah. And then like, oh, this girl was accusing somebody that, she's with that guy, and they're all denying it and blah, blah, blah. Then after 3-4 months, it actually turned out to be true.
Okay, we're together. Yeah.
Man, come on.
Yeah, we're together.
So anyway, all right, okay. So
there's no smoke if there's no fire.
Guilty. Yeah.
There's no smoke if there's no fire, basically.
Right.
All right.
So basically, yeah.
Well,
if there's smoke, there's fire. That's what it is.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see down the line. I mean, like I said, I'm not. I think I'm leaning more towards Paolo just coming up with a lame excuse, but I just don't see the point of it, really. I mean, like, what is he trying to? It's on video. It's on social media. I mean, he's no longer sharing a home with LJ. I mean, all fingers point to him and Yan. But here's the angle, though, that it's also another, like, the twist to it. Like, what if Yen also has a relationship? What if Yen is the one who's telling him to deny it? Because she's the one who's going to get in trouble with her man.
Exactly.
That's the twist. That's the twist. Because everybody's focused on Paolo.
That could be true.
But what about Yen? Like, Yen might be, we don't know. She might be, and then boom, this came out. It's going to damage her more than Paolo, right? She could be.
So she probably is. So that's why they're lying.
Because I think in the movie, she's involved with a foreigner guy. And then, like, they
probably in real life too. I think she's involved with someone.
Yeah, so she could. We don't know.
That's why they're lying about it. Like, that's why Paolo's lying about it. And Yen's not saying anything. because they're trying to figure it out. How can they get away with it, and how can Yen break it to break it to the guy that, hey, this is happening, whether you like it or not. I'm with Paolo now.
Yeah.
And then when that happens,
but
boom.
I don't get why they were holding hands though. Like, well, what are you like in high school? Like, you really have to hold hands out in public? Like, why can't you just like stay in a room and like bang each other and like just when you go out, you're like strangers?
I know.
I mean, I don't get it. Like, I don't get the point. You right? What do you
rookie mistake?
Rookie mistake, guy. What you holding here? What? I don't high school. What are you trying to do? Like, hold my hands, babe. We're having an affair, about to hold my hands. I mean, what the heck, man? What the heck was that about? I don't get it.
Rookie mistake.
Talaga. Anyway. Anyway. All right, let's move on.
Point, but the media doesn't cover normal people. That's true. All right, okay, let's move on. Are we gonna talk about the? Are we gonna talk about kisses? Or are we gonna talk about sports first?
Okay, the sports thing, it's probably the least interesting of the bit. So let's get to that later. The wifey just mentioned that to me, and I have no idea who she was talking about. She goes, babe, gabi 1,000 pa rin baon ni Kisses every day. I'm like, who the heck is Kisses, man?
I know.
Like, don't come at me with these things. I don't really follow the people you follow on Facebook.
Did you ask Bags who Kisses is?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who is she?
She doesn't know. Pinoy Big Brother. Okay. The only Pinoy Big Brother people I know.
Why
are the
was she
first
interviewed
ones.
by Boya Bunda? What's up with Boya Bunda? Interviewing people who's crying
because
like,
of their baon. No, dude. Business is slow. Business is slow. Boy, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Boya Bunda starts knocking on our door. Rod Rodriguez. Tingnan mo yung salamin. Look at the mirror.
First, the interview was like with LJ Reyes crying.
And now it's Kisses and her baon.
Now it's Kisses. It's like, wow, it's so random. Like,
Yeah. We don't. No. Maybe she happened to be passing by. Maybe she was like hanging out with LJ at the time. She was LJ's friend.
Man. It's just so random.
And she's like, hey, I need another, guest for my next interview. Can you be the, how much was your baon? 1,000. Okay, go. Good enough. Okay. That's good enough. That's interesting enough.
Oy, Patrick, ha? Ikaw, ha?
Chismoso ka. Chismoso. Nasa Australia ka na, chismoso ka pa rin, ha?
As well. Based from the social media coverage, she is a front runner.
Okay. So she's in the Miss Universe. Oh, she's competing in a Miss Universe Philippines. Binibining Pilipinas. Is she already at Binibining Pilipinas, or she's still competing for the Binibining Pilipinas? Okay, she will be competing for the Binibining Pilipinas. Okay, so that's why she was brought up in the spotlight because but I don't really know what started this thing about her baon and stuff, because that's like, I'm like, okay, your baon was like what?
Yeah, so randomly I was like scrolling down and I saw this video, like, boy,
so how much is her baon?
Interviewing Kisses. I was like, who the heck is Kisses? And I don't know who she is. And then I was thinking that maybe you know him because he's popular in the Philippines, and I'm not in the Philippines anymore, so I don't know who this girl is.
Kisses.
But turns out that you don't know Kisses as well. And why is her name Kisses? Who would name their kid Kisses? Why is her name Kisses? Nobody has addressed it. Nobody even asked that question. Why is her name Kisses?
Dude, maybe when she was young, she liked Kisses, the candy, and the chocolate. Hershey's Kisses.
Okay, Kisses. And she what? Are they twins? Are they twins?
Okay, have you ever met a girl named Nip? Have you ever met a girl named Nips? Did you ever wonder why she's named Nips?
I don't know. Like, no, I haven't met a girl named Nips. Have you heard? Or have you met somebody who's named Nips? Okay, John, I know John. I get it. Like, it's just like parents naming their kids Pretty or Beauty. But no, yeah, my question was, why not Kiss? Why Kisses? Why not Kiss? Why Kisses?
Why not Brownie? Plural. Good thing my parents didn't call me Brownie, man.
Plural.
What if the kids name me Brownie, dude? What the heck, right?
Dude, if Brownie, that's fine. My question is, why is it Kisses, not Kiss?
Why is it plural? Maybe she has a twin.
Why is it plural? Kisses. If they're twins, I would understand. But if it's like, Kisses, like what? Or Kiss? Why not Kiss? Hey, Kiss.
That's like naming your kid Rods or Alritzis, exactly. Right? I mean, come on, right?
I mean, Davids. George, would you appreciate it if your parents named you Georges, right? Or Donks? Would you appreciate it? Or like, right? It's plural.
Dude, because it would be weird if they named her Kiss, right? It just doesn't sound right. Like, what is that? A band? Kiss. Hey, Kiss, come here.
Well, but then it's also weird when you say Kisses. Hey, Kisses. Hey, kiss is like at least it's like one, like kiss. Hey, kiss, come here, right? I mean,
Yeah,
imagine
kiss.
if Kiss FM is Kisses FM. All right, Kisses FM.
Well, she's not a radio station; she's a human being. You know what? We don't even know if that's her real name. That could be like her nickname. So, But anyway, okay. So what's the issue with her? What? Okay, she's kisses. What's the issue with her? Because of her baon? Is that
I have
the main
not
thing?
seen.
Is it
Okay, I have not seen the interview, so I don't know the context of the interview. But I think they were
so?
talking about how much allowance, what was she getting when she was in LaSalle, and
And
she
that
said
became the
she.
issue.
I think that became the issue because he was like, "Oh, I was only getting like a thousand pesos a day," and boy was like, "Oh, really? That's so bad. Pinagkasya mo lang." And I want to slap the faces of these
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
people.
whoa! Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. What? She said her baon was how much? One
Only a
thousand, right?
thousand pesos a day. So I
And
don't
then
know how
boy
that.
said, and
No,
then
no,
boy
no, no,
said that's
no,
so
no.
bad.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
I just, I just added it, but I didn't know how the
so how
interview
much was
went
boy
went, went
getting? One
on.
five?
I'm,
Anyway,
I'm
go
not
ahead.
su- I'm not sure, but I think from the reaction of the people who were like commenting, I think it was like
Yeah,
as if it was boy was like, oh, it's like oh, how did you manage? I mean, that was like how it
one
was
thousand a day.
it was um
Okay, okay. Here's the thing. She
what?
supposedly was getting 1,000 pesos a day allowance, but she would only spend 100, and that 100 a week. That's why boy was like, "How did you manage? How were you able to budget?"
All right, okay, see, all right, so that
So
was the
that's
whole
like,
interview about. It was like
yeah.
she
So
was
so my
getting 1,000 a
yeah,
day,
a
but
thousand a
she
day,
was
but she's
only
only
spending like
spending
a
100
hundred.
a week. You know why? Because she had a
Why?
sugar daddy. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That was a joke. No, no, no. She had an allowance. I
I
mean, if you
was
have a
going to
thousand as
arrive
allowance, you don't
at
need.
that conclusion.
Dude, no, yeah. I mean, if you have a thousand allowance, you don't need you know a DOM to like you know that's good
Yeah.
enough money, man. She's earning most people than who are working, and she was
Hang
just a
on. So
student.
I do not understand it. This is why it's
Yeah,
screwed up. They were
yeah,
like writing there like 1,000 a day. Oh, paano mo pinagkasya? But then they should have put there like 100 a day. Paano mo pinagkasya ang
yeah.
100 a day, right?
But
It's like so
it's called
clickbait.
clickbait.
It's so clickbait.
Like
Oh
us,
man.
like us.
Oh
We
baloney.
always claim
A
we always
thousand a
claim to be the
day.
best. We
So the true
always claim to be the
story is
best
like
talk show
100
on
a day.
Facebook,
Oh, man.
right? The best talk show host on Facebook, Rod and Ice. And then
Mga
they watch her
buisit.
show. They go clickbait, clickbait.
Mga buisit. Ay. So,
Ay
okay.
nako. Bumalik kayo sa radyo, hindi namin nakikita yung mukha nyo doon.
All right. So the story is she's getting 1,000 a day, but
1,000 a
she's only
day.
spending 100 a week.
A week. You know why? Because she wasn't going to school. Absent.
Paano
How did you
pinagkasya
manage?
niya?
Kasi,
Hindi ako
absent lang ako.
pumapasok. Hindi ako pumapasok.
I was just going
Absent
like this
lang,
with my money
absent.
in the I was looking at the mirror going, let it rain.
Let it rain. Pinachange ko ng 2020.
Dude, think about it. If you're getting 1,000 a day for baon, why even finish school? What's the point of working? You know what I'm saying? You're getting more than most people are getting. Sweldo na ng manager yan. What are you talking about? But then again, Patrick brings up a point. Good point. He said, 1,000 baon a day in Manila is probably all right. But 1,000 baon a day in Davao is too much. Patrick, it's never too much, man. It's a lot, but it can't be too much. You know, you always find a way to spend that.
Give me 1,000 pesos. I can spend it
That's too
in
much,
5 minutes.
dude. If your dad or mom told you, okay, Ilrich, you're gonna get 1,000 a day as bound, are you gonna tell him, Ma, that's too much? Are you really gonna turn it down? Wag na, Ma, that's too much. No, are you kidding me? You'd probably be like, actually, 1.5 talaga yung expect ko, pero But anyway, so I don't even see the big deal of that interview. Like, I don't know why it would be magnified like that. But maybe, okay, what are
I
you
mean,
more
it's because of
amazed
the
at? The fact
clickbait.
that she
I
got
thought it was
1,000 or the fact that
No.
she was able to
Okay.
budget it to like 100 a week?
No, I think people's impression were, my impression. It was like, 1,000 a day, and thinking that, I was like, what? And maybe, paano pinagkasya? Then, people thinking like, what? 1,000 a day? I'm like, what? There are people out there who can't even afford to go to school or to get to school because they don't have enough money to, pay for jeepney or bus.
They don't even get 1,000 a week.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So I think that was what most people were thinking. But then the context of the story, the actual story was she's getting 1,000 a day, but then she's only spending 100 a week. So that was the
Wait.
context. But it's it's
Okay,
clickbait.
which
They're
one are you
trying to bait
buying more?
people there.
Which one are you buying more? Kisses' story about she only spends 100 a week of her allowance, or Paolo just being friends with you? What's more
You know what?
realistic for you?
The world
I
is
know.
full of shit, man.
What's
The,
more what's
the
more
world
realistic?
is just full of
I'm
shit.
leaning towards Paolo, man. I mean, no way on earth could you budget 100 pesos as a student in this day and age. That's not even enough to buy a
No,
cafe
people are
latte at
just full of
Starbucks,
shit. Like
dude.
everybody's just
You
like
can't
talking
even buy
BS
the
right
little
now.
lollipop at the Starbucks
Man,
counter.
no.
What are you talking about?
People
I
just
mean,
wants attention. I mean, people wants attention. Like saying things like this. I'm only spending 100 a week. Paghilom. We went to Baguio as friends. Paghilom.
I know. We're the best talk show on Facebook. Pag Hilo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Uh, Jong says she doesn't spend much. There's a driver. She has credit card purchases, so she doesn't. Okay, now that's unfair though. That's not being accurate. I mean, she has to, like, if she makes purchases using a credit card, or that she saves on the fare because of the driver at Sundo, then she should take that into account. She should say, "Oh, binabudget ko lang ng 100 lang yung expense ko." But because I mean,
Sound bites
but,
nga.
and the
Sound
one,
bites. According to Jong, sound bites.
yeah, like they
Tapos
pick out the
General
best
Dayan.
parts, right?
Exactly, right?
Yeah, they pick out the best parts. Yeah. They just like chop it. Like,
Na-victim tayo,
I got it.
na-victim. Na-victim tayo, pre.
Yeah. She said she eats at home. That's why she doesn't spend much. Oh yeah. So what does she do? She walks home. I mean, just the fare alone, that's gonna be like, it's gotta be more than 100 for a week. I mean, even if she was taking the tricycle, even if she was taking like
Where does she live?
habal
Where does she live? At the ground floor of De La Salle
to the
University.
school. Where's her home? The canteen? It's a possibility, though. It's a possibility. They might just live across La Salle. We don't know. So,
And again, why is her name Kisses? I still can't get over it. Why is it not?
She has a sister.
Kiss?
She has a sister named Hugs. Pinagtripan ng parents.
That makes sense. If she actually
100 a day.
Name Hugs, I would actually buy it. Why they named her Kisses?
Hoy, Hugs and Kisses.
Hoy, Hugs and Kisses. Come on.
Kami Hugs and Kisses. 100 a day here in Davao. You can eat like a buffet at Rojas Night Market. May pamasahe ka pa. I have to make a confession. What the heck happened to Ice? Okay, there it is. Okay, I thought he just like all of a sudden like disappeared. But anyway, I have a confession. I've never been to the Ross Night Market. Have you?
Me too. I've never, dude. Okay. I live here. Yep. When I left, Ross Night Market wasn't really a thing yet.
Okay, I know. So why did you say me too? As if you'd come home here just to go there. I mean, what are you talking about? But I was saying it because I live here and I haven't been there. I mean, you kind of expected that you haven't been there, dude. What are you talking about? Oh, me too. Anyways, I haven't been to the Ross time, and it's not. My wife has been bugging me about it. It's like, babe, she keeps showing me pictures of the food sold at Ross Night Market. Mang Dani's ice cream, I think, started its popularity there. And a lot of like food YouTubers, food vloggers are like have featured the Ross Night Market in their videos. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I know there's a lot of good food there. I've seen the pictures. Yeah, we were planning to go there, and then that tragic thing occurred. So that kind of like just discouraged me from going there even more. But obviously that's done and over with, and I think it's gonna reopen again or whenever. So I don't know. Do they deliver? I mean, I've so gotten used to like having food delivered that like I don't see the point of really going to the establishment anymore. Like because you're at home, you can just like you have the comfort of home. You don't have to look for a parking spot. Yeah, Gab says, wow, never talaga. No, never. We passed by it one time and I saw people setting up the ukay, but I don't think I saw the food being set up at the time. I passed by there at the wrong time, so it was like trafficy because the people were just starting to show up at the place and they were setting up the stalls. But I'm not, I'm not new to like street food because, having visited Bangkok and if you go to Hong Kong or other parts of Asia, it's very common. It's everywhere. It's like 24 hours, 24/7. There's street food available, and I'm talking about really good street food. And I'm pretty sure there's some in Ross Night Market that's on par with the street food I've had in Bangkok or even in Hong Kong. But it doesn't bring that much excitement to me because, like I said, I've had my share of street food. I love street food. I still love street food.
Of course.
I mean,
barbecue.
Have you been to Osaka? Or how do you say it? Osaka? Osaka.
Osaka.
Have you been?
Yeah, I've been to Osaka. Yes. Why?
Is there street food? Is there street food, like street food scene great? I mean, did you try? Because I mean, like I don't think you're the type who would eat like that baby octopus.
No. Because I'm allergic to octopus. I'm allergic to shrimps. I'm allergic to lobsters. I'm allergic to a lot of seafood. So,
so what the heck did you eat?
Those.
Quick.
No, dude. Like, okay. I don't know exactly if they have like street food I've been there, but most of the time these things come out during festivals, like these street food, like they call it yatai. So in yatai, there's always that sort of street food type of vibe, and you can find a lot of stuff there, like takoyaki. What else? Takoyaki, yakisoba.
Ngoyong.
You can have all those mochis, like the different types of mochis.
I love
mochi.
The cheese squares, the cheese squares in a stick. Don't they have that? Like those, like it's cheese, but they're milk or whatever. Maybe deep fry. Maybe that's Korean. I don't know. Maybe that's Korean. Rod.
It's only
John says we're the same.
Come out.
He hasn't been to the Ross Night Market as well. He'd rather be at home. Yeah, I mean, pinaplano ko palang pumunta ng Ross Night Market. Pinapawisan na ako eh. I just have this feeling like it's either gonna be hot, or it's gonna rain, or there's gonna be too many people, or there's gonna be no parking. I
think I've been there. There was one time, I think, when I went home, and I think I hung out with some people, and I actually ate there.
At Ross Night Market?
Yeah, I think so. I think I had dinner there one time.
Yeah. Well, did you remember what you ate?
Barbecue. Dude, if it's cheap, I would eat it. Like pork barbecue, man. Yeah. I mean, as long as it's not isaw, I'm fine. Even it's like taba, like I would eat it.
I agree with Rod. Thailand street food is good, even better than some of the food places in W. I agree. See, the thing with Thailand is like Ice Man, you should go to Bangkok. We should go to Bangkok, man. Like you bring the wifey, I'll bring the kids. You bring your kids, bring your family. Let's save money and let's plan it. Let's go to Bangkok together. Let's stay in a cheap hotel. Let's stay in the heart of Bangkok.
She's been there.
Yeah, I know. See, so she's been there. She doesn't like it. She didn't like it. I mean, she comes from Japan.
She liked it. No, she liked it. She liked it.
Okay, that's good that you liked it. That's good.
She was telling me a lot of stuff about Thailand, but I was like, I've never been there. So I'm like, stop,
dude.
I don't care.
Let's plan it. Let's do it. Let's make it a reality. It's cheap. See, the thing with most places like Hong Kong is expensive. Hong Kong is expensive. If you go to Hong Kong, even if your airfare is cheap, even if you can find a cheap hotel, but if you compare it and to pesos, you convert it. It's not really that cheap. Like like even if you buy shirts and stuff, it's still like it's pretty much like at least at the very least spending as much as you would if you're in Manila. So, but it's still expensive. Like Hong Kong is expensive. I would recommend you going like shopping all out there. But Bangkok, dude, it's literally cheaper than Philippine prices. The food is better and cheaper. I mean, when I say better, I mean like larger portions. And I remember going there, and I remember my dad would always bring us to the hotels to eat, because because he was in for service and he can just like do signages and all that stuff. And he would always bring us to hotels because that's what he's used to. He's used to bringing heads of state to like the nice hotels. So he always knows all the good restaurants. And I'm always like, whenever I pass by a street food stall, I'm like, man, that looks good. They have tempura. They have like, squid balls like crazy. So I'm always eating. And my dad's like, don't ruin your appetite. We're going to go to the hotel. We're going to have dinner at a fancy restaurant. Don't ruin your appetite. And then one time I bought some stuff and I ate it in the car and I had him taste it. And he's like, oh, masarap to, this is good, blah, 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 blah. And then he realized that the street food in Thailand is actually the same or on par, same quality as the food that's served at restaurants. Unlike here in the Philippines where you eat at a restaurant, the quality of the food is leaps and bounds on a higher level than the street food per se. Because, I mean, the problem here is pag street food na social, mahal din. if you think about it, para ka rin kumain sa McDo, right? But in Thailand, street food is cheap. So it's really good and it's really cheap, but the quality is not compromised. And I think that's why we should go to Thailand, because we're cheapskates. I mean, I'm pretty much a cheapskate. Like, I would buy one nice thing in my vacation, but that's it. So let's plan that. But anyway,
right, let's go. Let's
going
go
back
to come on.
Let's go right now. Come on. I mean,
let's buy tickets now.
We can meet there. Let's go. Let's go to Wildcat Ping Pong Show. Yeah, leave the wifey. Let them shop. Let's go to the ping pong show. Right. Okay, so anyways, what were we talking about?
We were talking about that girl that kisses girl who's getting 1,000 a day as allowance, right?
Okay, what are we gonna what's to discuss about with that thing though? It's like
nothing, because I found out that it's not even like, I thought she was like, oh, I only have 1,000 a day and it's so hard to budget it. Like, I'll slap.
And now you realize she's actually good at budgeting money.
Yeah, because like, oh,
I was actually spending less than
100 a week. But then Jong has a point that maybe she's just using her card. And she has a driver, and the one who spends for transportation is like the parents.
And they live in the ground floor of LaSalle.
Right? So I mean, no brainer. Of course, you're only going to spend 100 pesos a week.
Maybe your dad is the owner of the Paningkamot store there. If you guys remember the Paningkamot store, na Ateneo.
Paningkamot store.
Nag-change, may branch na sa LaSalle. Yeah.
Exactly, right? Come
all right,
on,
so
man.
We're done with that.
I don't know what's the fun about that, but all right, cool. I mean, okay, it's boring. I thought it was actually about 1,000 a day. No, I didn't even take a look at it because I don't know who she is.
Okay.
And the name is Kisses. I told you, I'm bothered by the name Kisses. Up until now, I still can't get over it. Like, why Kisses?
Here's the thing, man.
Why not Kiss?
I think, okay, here's the thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe we should discuss this a little bit, since we're talking about, people that we don't know but are famous. I think it's the celebrity scene has, it's been spread out so thinly now. Because when you say, like, back then, when you say celebrity, these are like, Sharon and Gabby, Nora and Tirso. I mean, if you go way back.
What year were you born? What year were you born? The celebrities.
Okay. Jericho and Christine.
I know of them, but they were not my time. Or Nora or Peep. That was your time. What the heck, man?
No. I can't think of anyone anymore. Wowie and Judy. Okay. I'll see it a little bit. John Lloyd and Bea. Okay, there.
How old are you? To be honest, how old are you?
Hold on, let me roll out my wheelchair first.
Like a wheelchair na pala.
You want my real age or the age I told my wife? Anyway, I'm just kidding. Sakpanunda. Kaya pala bumili ng gold na gitara eh.
Pasimple lang eh. Pasimple lang eh.
Nora
and Tirso. Nora, like what?
But you get my point. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line. That's all. It doesn't matter who it is.
See, even Patrick knows. Nora and Tears are so 50 years ago.
But he knows them. See, but he's familiar with it. He knows that they're a couple.
But dude, I wouldn't use them as reference. Why would I use them as reference? I was more of a Romnick, Cheryl Cruz type. I
should have used Christopher Boyet and Nora. That's more updated. Boyet and Nora. Tirso, and that's kind of like too old. These are people with patilla, for crying out loud. But anyways, okay. So what was I saying? Yeah, like the fame, the celebrity thing has been spread out so thinly. We have celebrities like Ivana Alawi, who's like, is she even a celebrity? Well, yes, she is, because she's famous. She's got millions of followers. She's making a lot of money. People watch her YouTube videos.
Is she an actual actress? Is she an actual, like actor?
No, I think what happened was she got famous first on social media, on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. And then now she's getting offers, or she signed a contract or something. Then she's going to make movies. I think that's like, it's the other way around. Like, but it's she created it all her own. Like,
so we should be expecting a lousy movie coming out because she's not a real actor, right?
Yeah, she's not a thespian.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
Media, personality, and
because
it's got a lot of followers, so she got offered a job, but then she's not really an actor.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but it's like she wasn't a product of a studio. She was a product of her own drive to make herself famous. Now, it's kind of like the situation now is like how pag politician gusto maging artista, para sumikat. Pag artista naman gusto maging politiko, right? Now, the thing now it's like the celebrities are invading YouTube and vlogging. And the vloggers kind of want to be in showbiz, or maybe they don't care. Maybe they just want to be vloggers, they're happy. But it for sure, definitely, the artistas have invaded vlogging because they don't have movies anymore. They don't have TV series anymore. Radio stations, movie studios are closing down. Nobody's going to theaters to watch their movies. So they need to make money. Now, it's become so spread out that there's so many supposedly famous people that's like, spread out among certain clusters of people that follow them. Like there are chicks like Alodia Goseng Fiao. She's like a hottie and she's known in the gaming community. So the guys who play PC games or online games, whatever, they all know Alodia Goseng Fiao. But there is a part of the Philippines that have no idea who she is. It's not like Vilma or no. Okay, I'm using Vilma again. Here we go again. But okay, it's not like Judy Ann or Christina Hermosa or who the heck is younger? I'm thinking who's younger, man. Okay, Bea Alonzo or who else is younger? I don't know. Ang TV kids, if you want to be really young.
Lumalabas talaga. Lumalabas talaga yung edad, oh. Lumalabas talaga.
Jin Saborit. These women, these actresses, these actors, it's not like them where they're universally famous, like in terms of the Philippines. When I say universally, like universally in the Philippines, everybody knows them, whether you follow showbiz or not.
But in YouTube, like Sharon and Gabby?
Like Sharon and Gabby and Gayan Pip. Yeah, I mean, they're universally famous. Like Richard Gomez or like, Don Silueta or whoever. They're all universally famous, But now there are so many celebrities like Kisses or like Will Dasovich or like Alodia Goseng Fiao or like Ivana Alawi or Kong TV. Kong TV. Ivana Alawi?
The Dasovich guy. Like, was it like a tennis player?
Will Dasovich? No. He's a vlogger. I don't think he's even made a movie in his life. But like I said, but see, there are people that follow and they have like certain markets. Like there's the AB social crowd. There are those that follow Tony Gonzaga. There are those that follow her sister Alex. And it's crazy. I mean, even like Andy Eigenman has like a YouTube show where she's sharing her simple life in Surigao or Siargao. So I'm like, my God, like it's.
But then they're getting owned by Jamil. They're getting owned by Jamil.
Who's Jamil? I don't even know who Jamil is. See, there you go. Like, see, there's a group they have a group of followers that I'm not a part of. Who's Jamil?
The one who got into trouble with the BIR or something. Like, did I get the name right?
Jamil? Is that a guy or a couple?
I think they're a couple. Like, I'm not sure. I just heard
I think it depends on the TV network. People like Katniel. I don't even know. Yeah, but Patrick, we're talking about the celebrities from the studios and from the movies. I'm talking about those who created their own stardom, like Ivana Alawi. She created her own stardom. You have like Kong TV. I don't even know who that guy is. He's just like some Manileño dude who like does vlogs and like he's super famous amongst a certain crowd. And there are ladies who appear on my Facebook, and I look at them and all they do is like sit in front of their monitor and they're playing like a PC game. And they have like thousands of followers, and apparently they're like famous, just showing their cleavage. So it's really become spread out there. Yeah, and my son knows a couple of famous like TikTokers, like, and I don't even know that TikTok had its own celebrity lineup. Jamil is
like 12.5 million subscribers.
Who's Jamil?
Big.
See, I mean, what did they do? What is Jamil?
They're getting owned by these YouTubers like Jamil, 12.5 million subscribers.
I know, but who's Jamil? What do they do? Because my wifey like
they
watches.
They don't do shit, man. They just like I don't know. They just have that like Lolo Gaming.
What about Rod Ice? Anybody following Rod Ice?
5 people.
We're 5 people strong.
5 people strong.
That's 10. It's just 5 long. You doubled our audience. It's only 5. It's okay. I'm sure Jamil started with five only too, 5 million.
Yeah. Convince yourself about that.
my my wifey like watches this couple, the married couple in Cebu, like this wealthy married couple in Cebu, who like I don't know, like she cooks and she like shows how to take care of her baby, and like she thinks they're famous. She watches like chefs, certain chefs who like cook dishes, Filipino chefs, and she follows them. And I don't know these people, and I also like I don't really follow a lot of Pinoy YouTubers. Will Dasovich was the last one, and then his vlogs kind of became kind of like boring and
Social ka
became
kasi, Rod,
OA.
eh. I mean,
It became
you
OA.
give all these names like Voldasovich, blah, 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 but then you don't know Jamil. There are a couple, Jay Zamanabat and Camille Trinidad. See? You don't know these people, right? Because pasosyal ka kasi. Rod, you're so
But what
pasosyal,
do they
man.
do?
I
No,
don't
what
know,
the fuck?
man.
Like what?
If they're not
Dude,
in your radar, that means they're not social like
no.
you.
Okay, see, here's the thing. That's what you think. You're basing it on the name. Will Dasovich. Ooh, Phil M guy. But you know what he does in his vlogs? He eats Filipino food. He goes to Bohol. It's all
Yeah,
Filipino.
because that's Pinoy
He got
baiting.
famous for learn.
That's Pinoy baiting.
No, he is Pinoy. He's half Pinoy, literally half Pinoy, and he lives here. And his
Yeah, I
mom
mean,
is I think from
Pinoys can
Mindoro
do
or
that too.
something.
They can Pinoy bait other
Yeah, but
Pinoys.
there's nothing social about that. Like it would be social if he was like attending like grand parties or like riding a yacht or whatever. No, that's not what his vlogs are about. His vlog is about just like going to Siargao and like surfing. There's nothing social about that. Hanging out with like common people. I mean, if you watch his vlogs, you would know there's nothing social about it. It's like because if you say like if it's social, it would be like people living the
Dude,
high life, showing off their luxury homes.
surfing.
That's social,
Who do you know who
right?
does surfing? Who do you know who does surfing?
Dude, see, that's the thing also. Another misconception about surfing. Everybody thinks only the rich kids do surfing. They're the ones that get exposed for surfing. But who taught them to surf? It's these nativo guys in Siargao. It's these
Right.
guys who, if you see them, they're literally the ones selling you the badjao looking people,
Do you know
that
those
they're the real.
guys? Do you know those guys?
No, no.
Who do you know who does surfing?
But see,
In
that's the thing.
Davao.
I know a couple of people who do surfing in Davao.
Right. Are
Jericho
they
Agudo is a good surfer in
right?
Davao.
Is he a nativo?
No, but you know what? It's a nativo that taught him. You know what I'm saying? Because you were asking
No,
me
so
who's surfing.
that's what I'm saying.
No,
That's what
you're
I'm
asking me
saying.
who's surfing. These are the people who taught them. So don't call them surfers, man. They just learned. Like they don't even live in Siargao.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah, because
they
these
probably
guys
like
live in Siargao. That's why they can surf. But the people who are like
exactly.
from different
I
parts of the
know, but
Philippines
I
who
know,
could
but it
afford
doesn't
to
mean
go to
some.
Siargao.
Yeah, but I know, but exactly. But you were asking me who's surfing. You weren't asking
I
me who had the
cannot afford
expensive
it. I
surfboards.
cannot afford it. I
Dude, it's
cannot
not
afford it. I
expensive.
cannot afford it.
Why would surfing be expensive? The sea is free. You can rent a surfboard for like maybe 100 an hour or something. It's not like
Dude,
golf where you
to
have to have your
get
equipment, you have
there,
to have a membership.
you have to get there. You have to spend money to get there. Right? You have to spend money for equipments and whatnot. For safety. For safety. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
The
But
time. The time. I
it's
mean, if
not.
you're a working person, you can't just go there. I mean, if you don't work, then I mean, if you're in Hashindero or
Yeah, but
whatever,
it's
then you
still
can just
not.
like go there
I wouldn't
anytime.
consider I would not consider surfing social. I actually consider it like those who do surfing because they think it's social. Then they're in it for the wrong reasons. Like golf is social. I mean, literally, I think it's social because just
Yeah,
the
it
the
is.
the
Right. It
the
is
green fee
social.
alone, the membership to be in the clubhouse, you have
Yeah.
to pay. That it's a social sport. You can't deny that. But surfing is totally not, man. Like dude, Joe and I, we used to do skimboarding, and that's
Yeah, that's a
practically
different
like
thing.
surfing. No, it's not. It's almost the same thing. We have a board. We go to the sea. We ride, except we don't go to the open waters. We don't go to the
Exactly.
deep
So
part.
that's why it's different because it's just
It's the
skimboarding.
same thing in terms of expense and
I can go
budget.
to
It's
any
the same
beach and just
thing.
like do that skimboarding thing. But surfing is like you need waves, you need big
Okay, good
waves.
point. Good point. Good point. Good point. Like you can go. You have to go to Mati. Yeah, like you can't just
Right.
go to
Yeah.
like Times Beach and do the same thing. Yeah, I get. I
Exactly.
get. Okay, all right. So maybe the traveling does cost money, but I'm not talking about the people that go there. I'm talking about you were just asking me who's surfing. So I'm telling you, the people who live there, they surf. They have surfboard. They can afford that life. They don't have to be rich. It's not like the squatters living around Wak Wak Country Club are golfing. You know, that's the difference. But surfing, if you're poor and you live around like a wave beach or whatever, you can surf. It's not going to stop you. I'm pretty sure they can make their own even, surfboards are not really that expensive. It comes in different shapes and sizes and budget brackets. But golf, even if you live near a golf course, it doesn't mean you're going to be playing golf. You still have to pay the membership. You still have to pay the green fee. You still have to pay, you have to belong there, so to speak. You have to have the equipment. But either way, all I'm saying, my point being here is the celebrity thing has been it's spread out thinly, and everybody's famous now. If somebody can get famous overnight,
In the words of Minko,
exactly,
the finance guy, democratization
exactly.
of media. Anyone can do it in the age
right.
of internet as long as they're interesting. Right.
Excellent memory
need
trick.
the big TV networks to be famous. That's true. That is so true.
Yeah. You don't even need talent. You don't even need talent. You just have to I don't know what it is. You just have to be first at doing it, I think. Like the mukbang thing. What? You can eat a lot? That's a talent? I mean, yeah, I get it if you're Joey Chestnut and you can eat like 50 Nathan's hamburgers and win in Coney Island, New York, because that's like an eating competition. But like just mukbang, eating chicken joy, and people watch you and you get millions of viewers. Heck, we can do that. Are we going to get millions of viewers? Probably not. So, I don't, like I said, it's it's people are famous for the wrong reasons now. You definitely, if you say, okay, Gloria Romero is famous. Okay, here I go again with the old celebrities. Okay, but I mean, she's very distinguished. She's very distinguished.
Hindi sinasadya.
Okay.
Sadyang lumalabas.
Like
Sadyang
Gloria
lumalabas,
Romero,
mga
right?
kaibigan.
Gloria Romero, right?
Hugas na, tinod.
You see Gloria Romero, she's so regal looking, she's a celebrity. Like, even if she wasn't a celebrity, you would probably say, artista siguro yan, or doña siguro yan, or whatever. Because she's not only does she have the talent, she's a real thespian, but she also has that look, she has that regal grace about her. So, yes, celebrity yan. But then you have people like Kong TV, who literally looks like the tricycle driver down the street and really isn't doing anything special, Jong, below the belt na yan, Jong, ha? That's below the belt. That's actually funny. That's actually funny, man. No, nothing beats Mary Walter. You know what? I've never seen Mary Walter young. Has anybody ever seen Mary Walter on TV young? She always looks like she's going to die the next day. Dude, Mary Walter was already old when Gloria Romero was still young. Or maybe we just saw her at her old age.
Holy crap. One more mention of these celebrities are from the past. Oh my God. I mean, because they keep on mentioning these names. Gloria Romero, the guy in Pip. I mean, he has a point. Next thing you know, you're going to be throwing out Mary Walters in the mix.
Who am I supposed to mention? Gloria Romero is a regal actress. I can't think of one that's like a regal actress now in this day and age. Caridad Sanchez surely doesn't look regal.
See, I was expecting that.
And she never played the regal role. She never played.
Okay, here we go again. I was like, when you said Gloria Romero, in my head was like, he is going to say Caridad Sanchez in a few minutes. And you did. You did.
Of course, there has to be contrast. There has to be contrast, right?
I see. I knew it. You were going to mention Caridad Sanchez.
If you have Robin Padilla, you have to have Dennis Padilla. If you have Fernando Po Jr., you have to have Dencio Padilla. So now you have, not Rosana Roses, you have Gloria Romero. You have to have, what's her name? Caridad Sanchez. Contrast to their roles. But my point there is, everyone's a celebrity now, dude. Even us. Even people, 5 people watching us, it doesn't matter. We're still getting our point out there. There's still 5 people that actually care enough to listen to what we have to say. I mean, I think that's the thing. It's like, and is it a good thing or a bad thing? Now, I don't think it's a bad thing. Walang basagan ng trip, it's a democratization of entertainment, whatever media, whatever the term may be that Minko, put out, which is very accurate, by the way. And it's a really good way of putting it. Because it has been monopolized by people who are associated with movie studios. We have producers, we have directors that back them up, we have talent agents and whatever. And it seemed like they're the only ones that have the right to be famous. Like, they're the only ones that have the right to appear in commercials. Like, they're the only... Like, have you seen the recent commercials on YouTube lately? Like, I think it's like Novelino or something. Like, I'm not kidding, man. Like, you start questioning, hold on, wala some budget? I mean, like, I'm literally like, these people, they literally like, They're literally like employees from their office. Like they didn't even exert the effort to like pick out people who, I mean, I'm not like dissing people but I'm like saying it's like everybody can really be a celebrity now. You don't have to be good looking. You don't have to be good at acting. You don't even have to have a talent. You don't, you don't even have to have a six pack, as an ab or like abs or whatever, like Derek Ramsey or whatever. No, that's not even a requirement anymore. It's like you just have to know how to market yourself. You just have to know how to package yourself, and you just have to make yourself bigger than you actually are. That's why you have all these kids growing up, putting up their own studios at home, investing in a nice camera or cell phone. Everybody's got a ring light in the room. Heck, I have a ring light. You have a ring light. You know what I'm saying? It's like it seems like, okay, now if everybody is on stage, who's gonna be left to be part of the audience? I mean, even the audience, they have their thing going on too. Like they're celebrities in their own right as well.
Nobody. Everybody's everybody's just like busy. Yeah, everybody's doing their own thing. They'd be like, "Why would I watch your show? I'm gonna make my own show."
Exactly. That's how it is now. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Like, why would I watch your show? I'm gonna make my own. I everybody's doing it. You see all these people, I know, and right. Like you probably think
they're gonna think like if you're just gonna talk about Caridad Sanchez or Mayor Walter or Gloria Romero, I mean, I'm gonna make my own show. You know what I'm saying? I mean, wow.
What am I supposed to talk about? I'm talking about the golden age of cinema. Back when they said, I forgot who said it.
Yeah,
back
when celebrities, 50 years ago.
Yeah. I forgot who said it, but somebody said back when celebrity, I think it was Herman Moreno. I think it was again, Kuya Germs. But like I think he was the one who said back when celebrities were born and not manufactured. And that had a lot of meat in that statement, because there are celebrities who were born and not manufactured. You have actors, even in the US, you have actors like Marlon Brando, you have actors like, you have singers like Frank Sinatra. These guys were born to be celebrities. They were not manufactured. And then you have Jake Paul, like, okay, who the heck is he? Like just this like high school kid who started a vlog and now he's like, he just fights people who are retired. But anyway, like I said, you walang basagan ng trip. But all I'm saying is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Is it showing the decline of the standards of society per se in terms of entertainment? What our definition of entertainment is? During my lolo and lola's time, I remember when they go to a theater, and I think it was Queen Cinema at the time, they would dress up, dude. People would freaking wear a suit or they would dress up to go to a theater and watch a movie. I mean, do people even still go and watch plays anymore? I mean, is that even still a thing? It's I'm just kind of like, okay, so is this now the world that my son is going to grow up in, or my sons are going to grow up in? They're going to be watching young YouTubers fighting retired athletes. Is that how it's going to be? Is that, are these going to be their idols growing up?
Well, it's an evolution, so we can't stop that because it's an evolution.
Yeah, but evolution is supposed to improve. It's supposed to evolve. It's not supposed to be decaying.
Because it has improved too much. We have so much technology nowadays. So this is what's happening. Too much democracy, right?
It's
been democratized. It's been democratized, and too much of it. This is the effect.
It's like you know this. Of all people, you know this because you went through you went through the butas ng karayom to become a DJ. Because you were so passionate about it and you loved it and you wanted to be one so bad. And at the time, your voice wasn't the voice that was needed for radio. And there were very few people. It was a privilege given to few. Those with a big voice, those who had a connection at the radio stations, those who were, and now, like, dude, we went through it. Like when I became a DJ, I was already like at the changing of the sort of like changing of the guard, so to speak, when it came to DJs. No longer the in thing was the big voice. It was more of the personality. It was more of the natural speaker. It was more of like the voices that we have. It wasn't anymore. So I came in at the right time for me, but I did not go through the difficult part that you did. Mine was like I walked in, got interviewed, but then I also witnessed having like junior jocks or these like young mass comm students do their practicum in our radio station, and they take it for granted, like it's nothing for them. Like they all think they deserve to talk. Like they don't have stage fright. They don't have, they all feel like they should go on air already. And I'm like, man, everybody's a DJ now. everybody can be a broadcaster now. And
Yes.
and if that's the right,
like literally everyone can be a broadcaster.
Everyone can
You
be a
can just go on
broadcaster.
YouTube and
Everyone,
like everybody's a YouTuber. Like everybody can watch you on
yeah,
on the screen. And you can just talk
everyone
shit
can.
there and everybody's gonna listen to you.
Like there's
Or
this guy
not,
that I
or not.
watched, and I'm sure a lot of people have been watching him. He's really popular, and he's one of the pioneers of the food vlogging thing, Mark Queens. And I think a lot of people know Mark Queens, thin guy, based in Thailand, goes around the globe and he's good. He has good videography skills. His videos are good. He has quality content in terms of like just how he manages to go and make it appear as if it's a vlog about food and culture than just food. But you know what? This guy, a lot of people take his opinion about food seriously. The restaurants put pictures of him when they visit and they review their food. But this guy's not even a chef. This guy didn't even go to culinary school. This guy, he just like uses all these flowery words to describe the food that he eats. Oh, it's so delicious. It's like he BS'd his way into having a credibility in terms of being a food reviewer and vlogger. And all of a sudden, people respect him because he came out with the content that was like nobody even questioned if he had credentials to be reviewing food. That nobody even Like I could put up a Facebook page and be a food critic and have no background in culinary arts. Like I wouldn't know one pepper from the other. I wouldn't know one spice from the other. But I can make it appear as if, hey, Rod the food guy, or Rod the tech guru or whatever. Like everybody can be an expert and have an opinion about something, and we empower them and we enable them to have that voice without checking if these guys are legit. Now I'm not raining, like I said, I'm not raining their parade, but at least
that's the thing.
But at least we're both broadcasters. At least we both have 20 years of radio background if we're doing this.
So what's the point, right?
Why are you doing that?
What's the point? Pack up now, pack up. Let's go. What's the point?
I mean, if Lolo Gaming, who has never been in front of a camera or a microphone in his life, get 5,000 views playing ML, how do you compete with that? That's basically my point about the world that we live in now. If that many people can sit in front of their phone or their computer and watch something like that and waste an hour, 30 minutes of their life watching a
By the way, this is a recap
playing
from
ML.
Week, yeah? A recap for last week's stuff. Why are you giving a speech about all these
because
things?
we couldn't talk too much about kisses. We ended that right away. What the heck?
You're
talk about kisses right now?
No. You're trying to dig your way out of that, of the things that you were saying earlier.
What, the Gloria Romero?
Gloria Romero, Sanchez, Mary Walters. You're trying to dig yourself out of it. That's what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
You're trying to come up with a speech. It's so fancy and that's so oh, this is important speech.
Yeah, but okay.
It's a
even our recap.
Digging yourself out of the hole that you dug into.
Think about it. Even our recap. What is a recap about? It's about crap. It's about Boy Abunda interviewing somebody we don't even know. That's basically my point bringing this up.
But we didn't do the research.
Kisses.
I didn't do the research.
I
just said, it was a soundbite.
We had an entire topic before about a woman who hid the cordon bleu, because she didn't pay the catering. Who are these people? Why are we even devoting an hour's worth of time? See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, we're not even talking about SpaceX or the 9/11. We're not even talking about that stuff.
SpaceX.
Exactly.
Talk about that.
I know, exactly. We're not talking about 9/11. It was just it was just commemorated in the U.S.
That's depressing. What are you talking about?
I know, but I'm just saying it's those are more relevant than who hid the cordon bleu.
Having fun. You talking about Gloria Romero and Mary Walters came out. So
you are not having
really fun.
You're having fun at my expense. But, but the bottom line here is
funny. Come on, man. You got to admit that was funny.
All right. Unintentionally.
Guy in Pip.
No. It got funny when Jong brought up Mary Walters, dude. That's when it got funny. That's when the shit hit the fan. He brought up Mary Walters. I totally have not heard that name in so long. I can still imagine her face. This old curly-haired lady was mestizahin. I know. It's always had that role. She's always had that. Mary Walters.
Right, okay.
Here's that old lady again. Dude, let her rest. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Let her retire for crying out loud. What's wrong with these directors?
Okay. You dug yourself out of it. All right. Okay, fine. We'll give you a pass. No
Okay, go
problem.
ahead. Go ahead. What are we
Okay,
talking about?
so let's just like forget kisses because it's not interesting because it was clearly
U.S. Open.
clickbait. Let's go to U.S. Open. U.S. Open winner is Emma Raducanu. So congratulations. She's Brit, by the way. And the runner-up was, or the runner-up is from Canada. She's from Canada. Her name's Leila Fernandez. And again, I've seen the Filipinos outlets again, like tagging her as Filipino. Like, oh, Filipino. She's not Filipino Canadian. She is just Canadian. I mean, all the other news outlets in the world are saying she's Canadian. No, not Filipino Canadian. Like even her mom. Again, I did the research. Her mom was born and raised in Canada, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Layla's grandparents were the ones who migrated from the Philippines to Canada. Then Layla's mother was born in Canada and raised there. So that's why Leila Fernandez doesn't give a crap about the Philippines because she's not from the Philippines. She's from Canada, for crying out loud.
Like what I
And
said
people are like, oh,
before.
she's Philippine. She's not. She's Canadian.
Like what I said before. When you do that about someone like Layla, who's like so far from her Filipino roots, or maybe I don't know, like I mean, yeah, of course she knows she has Filipino blood. I'm sure she's eaten lumpia or something at one time in her life. That's like saying LeBron James is African. You know what I'm saying? That's basically it. I'm pretty sure if you trace LeBron James's roots, he could probably be like either African or whatever. At the end of the day, Jamaican, Virgin Islands is still Africa, right? That's still where they get. But nobody says. Well, they call him African American, I guess, when you think about it. But like it doesn't necessarily like say, okay, I'm African, like Mutombo does, where you really grew up in Africa.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
LeBron James is
Mutombo.
American. He's an American
Course,
athlete. He plays for Team USA. I don't think he's ever spoken African in his life. I don't think he's ever said, okay, I represent Africa. No, he hasn't. But I'm sure he has African roots. I mean, right? I mean,
hello, Africa. Tell me how you do it.
But he
Hello,
doesn't. But he
Africa.
doesn't do it. So what I'm saying is, when people do that, like, uy, Pinay ang ninuno nito. Uy, yung kapitbahay nito, half Pinoy. You know what I'm saying? All of us. Okay, I have nothing against it. I think we just try to cling into anything that kind of strengthens our tribe, so to speak. So obviously you want to associate yourself with famous people who have accomplished something, regardless of whether there's a droplet of Filipino blood in them or not. I get it. We have that chip on our shoulder. We are Pinoys. So any form of success that we get collectively, hoorah, we want to let the people know about it, even if they don't want to hear it, But then again, like I said, it's kind of like that comparison where, because even in the US, right? Like I have classmates there who are like, most of my classmates there when I was in my fourth year high school in Massachusetts, most of my classmates there were Irish Italian, because Boston, the Massachusetts, New England area, there's a lot of Irish Italians there. But they don't walk around waving the Italian flag or the Irish flag. They sure as heck don't speak Italian. Like I've been to their houses and they're American as American can get, right? But they celebrate St. Patrick's Day, which is an Irish thing, obviously. But when you ask them, they're Irish Italian roots because of their grandparents, but they're American as American can get. Now, there's this one guy who was my friend in high school. His name was Yevgeny Fedosenko. All right. Just the name alone is very Russian. His name was Yev. I was searching him on Facebook. I couldn't find him. His name's Yevgeny Fedosenko, but he speaks perfect American English. We used to play basketball together. We used to hang out. A really tall guy. And then one time we went to his house. First time he brought me to his house, and I met his grandmother. And his grandmother was like wearing this like scarf and speaking in like Russian. She was literally like an immigrant, like literally like didn't even learn a word of English. So that I can honestly say, okay, Yev is a Russian. Like if you see people claim, or if he is referred to as Russian, then maybe, yeah, that has merit because his Lola spoke Russian. You go to their house, you see like Russian figurines, his name is Yevgeny Fedosenko. But if you say somebody who's white, or you see somebody who has Italian roots, they don't really announce it there. Unlike us Filipinos, we jump all over the bandwagon. Like, oh, Pinay. Like Lea Salonga, I get it. Manny Pacquiao, I get it. Of course, right? Heidelin Diaz, yes. Hell's yes. I mean, she represented the Philippines. She waved the flag. Even Jordan Clarkson, yeah, I would probably, yeah. Because, I mean, but I don't really know how early Jordan Clarkson embraces Pinoy. And that's that Pinoy side of him. Did he only acknowledge that and became public with it, or became proud of it because he got a contract from Smart Telecommunications? Or Was he really
Right. And
announcing?
one factor is like Manny Pacquiao became so big, like everybody wants to,
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm Filipino.
yeah.
Right? Like even
Yeah.
Nonito Donaire, I mean, like he
Okay.
speaks really good English. So
Did you
but then,
know?
what?
Did you know that Enrique Iglesias, right, is like half or like a 1/4
Yeah,
Filipino?
like yeah, because the mom's like Filipina. Right.
But he doesn't really announce it. He has not released a
He
Pinoy
doesn't.
song
Because he's
out of
not. Because he's not
because he's
Filipino.
not. That's right. He's not.
That's
He
the
grew up in the
point. He's
States.
not.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's why
are
I
we
hate
mad at
these
him? Should we hate
people.
him? Should we hate
No,
him for
no, no,
that?
no, no, no. Like, no. Like, because that's not who he is. He's not
Exactly.
Filipino. We shouldn't
But
hate
he
on him.
probably has more Pinoy blood in him or more associated with this being Pinoy than the Canadian girl who won in tennis. But I'm getting this like all these messages from people I know and relatives like, oh, Pinoy, that's a US Open. I'm like,
No, but there was one Pinoy though. Like we talked about this earlier, and Patrick is
the golfer one.
yeah, like yeah, no, like no, not the golfer. Like this is different. Alex Ayala. Like I told you, like if if there's somebody we should cheer for, it's Alex Ayala. We should keep an eye on her because she is she's an up and coming star, right?
And she is Pinoy.
Yeah, second round
like,
she crashed in doubles as well. She crashed. She's a scholar of the Rafael Nadal Academy. Sorry, so she is legit. She's really good. I think she won like international competitions already. So yeah, like we should, like keep an eye on her because in a couple of years or so, I'm pretty sure she's gonna be, a top tier, like tennis player. So yeah, let's
my,
let's you know
my
let's
take
cheer
on it
for
is
her.
when it comes to athletes who have a speck of Pinoy blood or whatever, if they're not carrying the Philippine flag, like you'll see that, like especially like in tennis, right? If you see it, if it's a tennis competition, usually there's a flag beside their name, right? So if they're British, Australian, Canadian, whatever, if it's not a Philippine flag that I see there, then she's not representing the Philippines. That's all. That's all there is to it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Simple as that. She's representing Canada.
Alex Ayala, she's Filipina.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we should cheer for her. Like we should talk about her, not Leila Fernandez.
But you can cheer for whoever. I mean, people cheer for Michael Jordan. He's not Pinoy. I mean, we're not telling you.
No. Like what I'm saying is
we're just saying,
like
in terms of
when we
nationalistic
pride,
pride.
wave,
Yeah, the nationalistic
because
pride.
that's what we're doing. Like that's what the news outlets are doing. Like, oh, Filipino Canadian, Leila Fernandez. No, let's not do that. Come on, let's just drop it. Like she's not Filipino. She's Canadian. Period. Right. So if you want to wave the Philippine flag, then let's go cheer for Alex Ayala because she's an up and coming star. She's a really, really good tennis player. And I think she will be a star in a couple of years soon. I mean, come on. I mean, it's gonna be just like just a few more matches, and she'll get she'll get better. And she's already really good. And we have like Yuka Aso, who's like her father's Japanese. Her name is actually Japanese, Yuka Aso.
Yeah.
That's like a Japanese name. But then I saw on the newspaper there was a Philippine flag there, and the number 2 was like another Japanese golfer. So it's like they have both Japanese names, but the other one's like carrying the Filipino flag because she is actually Filipina because she grew up in the Philippines and she stayed long enough in the Philippines to be an actual Filipino. So it's these are the people that we should be cheering for. Like if we want to wave the Philippine flag and we want to be like we want to take that pride with us.
And wag pinataka kasi if you cheer for people and then they win and they just like they represent their respective country that they're representing, it kind of hurts your feelings, man. Because you're kind of like, and she gets interviewed and she's like, oh yeah, I'm proud to represent Canada. Go Canada, whatever. That's kind of gonna hurt your feelings. She didn't even mention the speck of like Pinoy or acknowledge.
Who was this American Idol finalist who in the beginning wasn't really
Jasmine Trias?
No, Jasmine Trias. She's from Cavite and she embraced her like Filipino roots, and so that was fine. But there was this another one. I think in the beginning she wasn't really keen on like
Charis Pempenko.
Dude, she's pure Filipino. I'm proud of her, dude.
Then she wasn't in American Idol, and she wasn't in American Idol,
dude. But she was in Glee.
Okay, so we're talking about American Idol.
What was her name?
I just remember Jasmine Trias. I don't remember the other one.
Jasmine Trias, like she embraced her Filipino roots. There was this one girl, and she had commercials too in the Philippines, but I think in the beginning she wasn't really keen on, I'm Filipino, blah blah. I think she was just like, nah.
How does she look like?
Jessica Sanchez.
Jessica Sanchez?
Yeah, Jessica Sanchez.
Probably.
Jessica Sanchez, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think it
yeah.
was Jessica Sanchez. I think in the beginning, correct me if I'm wrong, but I had the impression that she wasn't really keen on like, oh, I'm Filipino. But then
And she
again,
looked
because of
more Pinay than
endorsements,
Jasmine Trias because Jasmine Trias is like
exactly,
Hawaiian, right? And this Jessica
exactly,
Sanchez looks so
exact,
Pinay.
exactly. That's my point. Yeah, you see, Jessica Sanchez was more proud of being a
She didn't
Mexican.
even
That's what I'm
look
saying.
Mexican.
No, she
She looked
didn't. But her
Pinay.
father was Mexican. But she was more proud to be Mexican. That's why I was pissed when people were like, "Oh, Jessica Sanchez Filipino." No, she's not. She's Mexican. She's been saying it all along. She's
Oh, there you
Mexican,
go.
right? So
Yeah.
I was so
See?
pissed. That's why I was so pissed.
Yeah. I get your sentiments, man. I totally understand it. Like I get that all the time. Like, hey, Pinoy, Pinoy, blah, 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 blah. Like, my mom likes to do like stalk people who like when she finds out my lolo na Pinoy, and all of a sudden like start messaging me. Oh, did you know that the lolo of whatever is from Ilocos? I'm like, what? She probably doesn't even know herself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
why would even
So
care?
it's right. So it's so
You know?
different from the case of Jasmine Trias because she embraced her roots and she went to
Yeah, she
Cavite
did actually.
actually. She
She did.
came
She did.
home
She did.
and she went
But she
to
looked like
Cavite.
Hawaiian. I think she was more okay.
Exactly,
Okay, here,
exactly.
Brian Villoria. What the heck is he? I mean, he's called
He's
the Hawaiian
Hawaiian. He's
Punch.
Hawaiian. He is
I know,
Hawaiian. But
but we
because of
take ownership over him.
no, because well, that's the thing. It
Oh,
was a
because,
marketing strategy for him because Manny Pacquiao was so big. He jumped on the bandwagon like, oh, I'm Filipino. Well,
so he can get the
he
Pinoy
is.
fans. So he can get the
Yes,
Pinoy
yes.
fans.
So I do not
Yeah.
fault him for that because he's actually proud to be like, okay, I'm Filipino. Like he's waving the flag as well. So that's fine. But with the Jessica Sanchez thing, I think, yeah, I had that impression because she was always saying that she was proud to be Mexican. And Filipino
Yeah.
wasn't like even thrown out there. So I was just like pissed when people were like, ah, Filipino. She is not. She's saying she's proud to be a Mexican. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Right. So
See, that's what I'm saying. It hurts.
it pisses me
It
off.
hurts, man. It hurts. It's gonna hurt you
No,
if
I
like you
wasn't
cheer
hurt.
for
Yeah.
somebody.
No,
No,
I'm
no. I
just
mean,
no. I'm
it's
not
but you put that upon yourself. I'm not talking about you, but like I'm talking about people who do it and then they put it upon
exactly
themselves to
right.
like cheer
Yeah.
for her and like which she
True.
didn't even
True.
force you to cheer for her. She wasn't even asking
Mhm.
to get a Filipino audience,
Exactly.
but we all
Exactly.
believed in her so much. You campaigned for her, and it's like if you saw Rocky 5, I think, with Tommy Gunn, the real boxer guy, the white guy that he coached because he started to coach him and train him,
Tommy
and then
Morrison.
he Tommy Morrison, and then Tommy
Yeah.
Morrison ended up with this guy who was like Don King. So he started getting managed by that guy, and then he won his first big fight or his championship, and he was like thanking people, and Rocky was like watching, and he was expecting he would be acknowledged. And then Tommy Morrison was like, yeah, and he never mentioned Rocky. And Rocky was the one that taught him all the real moves and helped lift him up. But he was this Don King character who kind of, like he sold his soul to the devil, so to speak, with this promoter. And his wife, Adrian, Rocky's wife, was like saying, let it go, But he was hurt because he wasn't acknowledged. So it's kind of like that feeling for Pinoys when we like back up somebody and support them like crazy
That's
and go,
true.
go try
That's
to make
true.
it,
And I wasn't mad at
you
Jessica
campaign for
Sanchez.
them. Yeah, because she
I
wasn't
was
really
mad at
telling
those
people that,
Pinoys.
hey, support
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
Pinoys,
So I
right?
mean,
I mean,
that's her right. Like, whatever. But these people are like, like I was pissed at them. I mean, I wasn't mad at
yeah,
Jessica
yeah,
Sanchez. I mean, like who cares?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's her business. But these were like,
yeah.
like, oh, come on, man.
And put
Nakakahiya kayo
yourself in
eh.
her shoes, right? Put yourself in her
Exactly.
shoes. I
Exactly.
mean, like I'm like three fourth like Ilocano or something. I don't know, but I've never been to Ilocos. I can't speak Ilocano. I mean, so I'm Davaoeño. Like I'm gonna say really like I'm a Davao guy. This is my home. I know how to get around Davao. All my friends and not family, but all my friends are in Davao. My youth, my childhood is in Davao. I'm a Davao guy. I'm not gonna claim and say, yeah, I have Ilocano roots, but I'm not gonna say like I'm an Ilocos boy. Because
True.
if you
True.
drop me up at Ilocos, I probably wouldn't even be able to like find my way around
Exactly. You'll
vegan or
get
something.
lost.
Even if
You'll get lost. You can't even
right.
speak the language
So it's the same thing.
or the
It's like
dialect.
if you get originally, yeah, maybe your roots, yes, it's there, but in terms of like where you grew up, saan ka namulat, where your identity,
And right,
I'm a Davao guy.
right, Patrick. I think this was like,
If
mhm,
Ilocos fought Davao, I would side with Davao. Sorry,
right.
Ilocos, but
Of course. I mean, yeah, because you
this is
grew
where
up
my
in
home
Davao,
is.
and right.
Yeah, this is my
But
home.
okay, Patrick. I think this was like not really mid because mid 2000s. I was still in the Philippines. I think that was like Jasmine Trias' time. I think that was like a few years after. That was probably around 2009 or so, maybe 2008,
Mhm.
2009. I think by the time I left the Philippines, I think that's when Jessica Sanchez was like, she was on American Idol after I left. I
She
left
didn't win though, right?
2007. I don't think she did. Like I think she
Who
was in the
won that year?
finals.
Do you know who
I'm
won that
not
year?
sure. I'm not sure because but she was in the finals. I think final 3, final 4. Don't remember, but I think maybe Alain Joseph knows, and Alain is yeah, I mean, he has appointment. He's raising this. Like I remember when Joseph Schuling won, news about her Yaya being Filipina started to surface. Filipino always looking for Filipino pride in the littlest of things, right? Yeah, that's true. That is so true, right? I mean, there's
I
nothing
mean,
wrong, but I mean, come
I
on,
think
man.
Prince Harry's Yaya was like Pinay. Wasn't Was
Was
it
it?
Prince Harry or Prince
Is
William?
it
Yeah, I think
like
yeah, the Yaya was Pinay.
Yaya's
And
Pinay?
she was in and they interviewed her. Yeah, because like they got really close to
What
her
was her
and
accent?
she
If her accent was like "Good morning, sir," good day to you, man. I mean, if that's her accent, I'm not buying it.
she's
Filipino,
Yaya.
my ass.
She's Yaya. She's Yaya.
If it's good morning, sir, good morning, ma'am. Welcome to
I don't
England.
remember. I think she did. I think she did have an accent already. She might actually be British already, for all we know, right? I mean, you think the royal family would trust a Pinoy, random Pinoy, like house helper or something, and like let her take care of the freaking royal family's kids? I mean, we're talking about the fate
Oh,
of
God.
England here. Jessica
All right, Jessica
Sanchez rose to
Sanchez rose
prominence.
to prominence following her finish as the runner-up on the 11th season of American Idol, which was when Gabby, which was what, like 2000 what?
Yeah.
2011? Was it
Yep.
2010?
Gabby, that looks like a copy paste from Wikipedia, man.
Sounds like it.
Look at
Sounds
how
like
it's
it. Come on,
worded.
admit it.
Rose to
Admit it.
prominence. Oh,
Admit it, Gabby.
Gabby doesn't talk like that. Okay, anyway, that's fine. Nothing wrong
Okay.
with it.
Have you read this about
I
Jordan
think Jordan
Clarkson?
Clark. No. I think Jordan Clarkson is proud to be Pinoy, the basketball. I'm not saying like he's ashamed to be Pinoy. I'm just saying like he wasn't really like it wasn't a thing that we was spewing out until until like the Pinoys really started to notice him, and then like maybe he started to get offers for like commercials because I know he appeared in like a smart commercial or something. And
Right.
yeah,
Oh,
obviously that was a big
it's not even
endorsement for him.
2010. It's 2016. It's just so recent.
What?
Like what? 5 years
Recent?
ago? 2016. Like you see?
That's 2016. Jessica Sanchez. There was some. I wasn't
I
even
think
watching American Idol
so.
anymore. Of course, copy paste lang. I never said it wasn't.
2012.
I never,
See?
I never said you said
Hey,
it wasn't.
Gabby, which one is it? 2016 or 2012? I think. See, because I
Pati yung 2016, kinapi paste, mali pa.
yeah, because I thought 2010. So 2012 is closer to 2010. So I would
I
say
think it's
John's
probably
right.
2012.
2012.
I think it's
2012.
2012. I think
Because I mean,
2016. There was,
2016
I don't know if
just so
American
recent.
Idol was
Like,
like.
nah, probably not. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I think we were still. I think we were still at the radio station when Jessica
Yes,
Sanchez was
yes,
like.
yes.
At
I
least
think
I
so. Yeah.
was.
Yeah, you were still there.
2016.
And
I
I
was
would,
still.
I would come home and I would join you guys up until 2013, I guess, or 2014, before my
Yeah.
daughter was born. Because after my daughter was born, that was it. I couldn't come home. I couldn't, couldn't spend time in the Philippines. Couldn't be in radio anymore. Talking about 2012, what this was what the was showed until hang on, what? Can't read it until 26.
Copy. Yan, di na copy paste yan. Di na copy paste yan. I can guarantee you, di na copy paste yan.
The was showed until 2016. So my bad.
Those are all his words.
All right. Tama, 2012. The was showed until 2016. So my bad.
Hey, Jimmy Santos, is that you?
Okay, the show. All right. Okay. The show
Well,
was showed until 2016. So my
I
bad.
agree
All
with
right.
Patrick. I totally agree with Patrick. When the original judges departed, American Idol, that was the quality went downhill. Paula
All right. Okay.
Abdul, it was a black dude, the producer, black guy, who was big at first
Jackson.
and got thin.
Jackson.
Randy
What's his name?
Jackson
Randy
and
Jackson, right?
Simon. Man, that's like
Simon
for me. I
Cowell.
agree
Yeah.
that the quality really kind of went down. It just wasn't the same anymore.
No,
Even though
definitely not.
they got
Definitely
big
not.
names, what did they have? They had like a Katy Perry. I think they had Ellen DeGeneres for a while. I mean, I think they had J Lo. Did they have J Lo?
I think
Was J Lo
they
a judge?
did, and I think they had like Mariah Carey at some point. But I mean, I like Mariah
Yeah, it
Carey. I
wasn't the
love J
same.
Lo, but I mean, no,
It wasn't the same
it's different.
anymore.
It's different when it was Randy
I
Jackson.
think they even had Steven
Um,
Tyler, if I'm not mistaken. I think Steven
yeah,
Tyler
they
was
had
even like
Steven
for a
Tyler.
while he was right.
Yeah,
That was
William
like
Hung.
man,
I
that was
remember the
not right
guy.
anymore.
I was still in. I was still in Davao when William Hung was popular. I mean, he became popular. He became
What
famous
song did he sing?
overnight.
What
She
song did he sing?
bangs, she bangs.
Oh yeah,
He was like,
that guy.
well,
Didn't he appear in a
like
Dunkin' Donut commercial? I think he appeared in a Dunkin' Donut commercial.
probably. I
Choco
mean,
choco bang 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 bang.
yeah, he wasn't really like he was at the audition. It wasn't really part of the American Idol. He was
Was
part
he
of the
good?
audition, and he was part of the like the funny part. Like, no, he wasn't good. What are you talking about? He sucked because he sucked so bad. He became popular because he sucked so bad.
So he was the first one to really suck so bad.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
see?
And then he got famous years down the line, and he took the name Psy, right? Came out with Gangnam Style. So, unless it's a different guy,
right? So yeah, so that's just like terrible when these things happen. It just pisses me off. Again, like we talked about this a couple of months ago, I think, or was it weeks ago? But it was just so recent when we talked about it with Pinky, like the Filipino thing, and now it's happening again. Filipino Canadian. She's not Filipino. She's just Canadian. Come on. What are you talking about, Layla Fernandez?
Because for me, it kind of sometimes in a bit, if it gets too much into like, if it crosses the line, it gets kind of embarrassing. It's like you're laying claim to something that's not yours. I mean, what if you're Canadian and you're friends with someone who's Pinoy and they're saying, "Oh no, she's ours." I'm like, "No, she's Canadian. She's representing our country. No, she's Pinoy." It's like, for me, like I probably wouldn't be offended, but I'd be like, I kind of like, well, you're pathetic. Like you're forcing it. You're really trying to hang on to something that isn't yours. And I think it's just, we don't have to be that desperate. We have so much talent of our own.
I know.
That's like homegrown, that we don't have to go and force ourselves upon somebody who just like has a speck of Pinoy blood.
Throughout history, like who do we have? Like we Lea
Salonga.
He was like one of the best bowlers in the world. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Ligia de Vega.
Ligia de Vega, like, yeah, well, she wasn't like really Olympic.
El Mamuros.
Yeah,
well, I don't really know if El Mamuros was a guy or a girl, but El Mamuros, regardless.
Dude, they were just like SEA Games level. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
ang babae, may bigote.
Siya ay lalaki. But they were great athletes, right? But I mean, world class are like Paeng Nepomuceno, Efren Bata Reyes. Who
Lea
else?
Salonga.
Lea Salonga, right? Like Monique Wilson.
Alris Lucero.
Oh my God, that guy sucked big time. All right. How about Phil Foreigners changing the country that they were representing? What's this? The Philippines. How about Phil Foreigners changing the country that they were representing?
Oh yeah, Alex Pagulayan.
Alex Pagulayan used to represent Canada, but then changed to Philippines later. Who's this Alex Pagulayan?
Billiards player, young billiards.
Right.
Young billiards player.
Well, like I said, if they're the one embracing it, that's fine. But if it's the other way around, that's just pathetic. But if they're the ones doing it, like for example, like the Hawaiian Punch, he was like waving the Philippine flag.
Brian Viloria.
To get as well as the American flag. So,
and
I don't mind that he's waving two flags. It's fine.
Yeah, here's the thing with Brian Viloria. When he was winning, he's like, Pinoy, go Pinoy pride. Then when he got knocked out, it's like, di yan Pinoy, Hawaiian yan.
Exactly, right?
Brian who?
Pathetic Pinoys. Pathetic Pinoys.
Brian who? Yeah, Hawaiian kasi mahirap sumuntok, whatever. It's like
and then this chess player who's American now, but he's still Filipino.
Yes,
but because he wasn't taken care of, because because we suck as a country, supporting athletes. Or I mean, he's not really an athlete, but chess is a sport. So I mean, he got taken for granted, no fundings, nothing. So he went to America. America adopted him, and now he is a grandmaster.
He is.
I mean, he's just, dude. He's smart. He's he's legit. He's a grandmaster, and now he's representing America, right? But
he's so good.
Filipino.
He's so good that when his opponent, is just about to take his seat, he's already going checkmate.
Right.
Not end game. He's so good.
Di pa nakakaupo, checkmate na eh.
Yeah, no need to play the game. But I mean, we're not saying that you can't.
Nadulas lang pala, coffee
point out.
Sorry, coffee mate. I meant coffee mate.
Di pa tapos, di pa tayo nagsa-start. Ano ko lang, checkmate, coffee mate pala. Please, kailangan ko ng creamer. Filipino gyapon. But I mean, we're not saying that you cannot point out if somebody is, sure, let's find that association, but let's not lay claim without them knowing it.
Exactly.
Bro, they don't even know it. Rod, do you know who Wesley So's adoptive mom is?
Who?
So?
Wesley So I think this is the chess guy, right? This is the chess guy.
Adopted. Who is his adopted mom? Don't tell me it cannot be. No way. It's Ay de las Alas. Let me check. Well, I hope it's not my mom.
Who? Jump.
Wes.
Lotus Key. Katropa ni Gloria. Ha. Who's Lotus Key?
No, that's Dolphy's ex. Dolphy's ex.
Right.
Dolphy's
Katropa
ex.
ni Gloria Romero.
No, Dolphy's ex.
Lotus
That's
Key.
right. He was. I'm not sure if Lotus Key is the mom of who's the son of Dolphy? Eric
Boito Quizon? Or Eric
Eric
Quizon?
Kizon? Eric Kizon, I think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I don't know if she has a kid with Dolphy, but I know she was like Dolphy's girlfriend. See, how do I know these things, man? What the heck? But I mean, Joe, why do you even know these people? It's one thing that I know these people, but you're young, dude. Why would you? Something's up with Jong, man. This guy, okay, baka ito talaga yung totoong 50?
The Golden Boys. We have the
Jong,
Golden
you
Boys
need a
in
gold
the
guitar.
house. We need another 50-year-old here.
Iceman doesn't even know who Lotus Key is. I used to keep hearing that name all the time.
Yeah,
Lotus Key.
Like, so that's a person.
All I heard was like that's like Dolphy's girlfriend or something. Okay, let me research.
Right.
Yes, I don't even know if she's like an
Adoptive
actress.
mom. So Darna man good na. All right. So Wesley Saw's adoptive mom is Lotus Key. All right. So so Wesley Saw now is
Oh yeah,
Dolphy.
She was the sunshine of Dolphy's life.
Okay, Lotus Key. Let me Google it. All right, Lotus Key.
Ex ni Dolphy yan.
Lotus Key. Images.
Yeah, she's like this sexy starlet.
Oh wow, Lotus Key. Well, she is pretty back in the day, right? Wow.
Yeah, Lotus Key. I mean,
Wesley Saw's adoptive mom, right.
So she adopted a brainy kid.
Yeah. Of course.
And they're all. I don't know if Lotus Key still, considers herself to be Pinay, but he is from Minnesota, Minnetonka, Minnesota.
Lotus Key?
He said he's no Wesley Saw. He's referred to as he's considered as like a Minnetonka, Minnesota guy. He's not. There's nothing Pinoy nothing here that says Pinoy. Yeah. So,
she was born and lives in the United States, although she spent her childhood traveling the world with her family. She was vice president of the Minnesota Christian Writers Guild. All right, so okay, so that's why, so that's why Wesley Saw is in Minnesota, because Lotus Key is from Minnesota.
Filipino American. She is Filipino American.
Seriously, my ate is a fan of old Pinoy movies. No choice. All right, see, like at least he's honest. How about you, Ron?
Yeah, but you look at, but what? What about me?
Like, who's the fan? Is it you or your sisters? I mean, why do you know these people? Guy in
Mary Walter?
Mary Walters, Gloria Romero, Caridad Sanchez.
Okay, I have to be honest. Okay, real quick. I have to be honest real quick. Our house, my family, I come from a family of readers. All right, so I was born into it. I grew up with an encyclopedia with like Supreme Court reports annotated. I grew up with old Panorama and weekend magazines, where at the back you see a drawing of Larry Alcala and you have to find him there. We have stacks of those, and even my dad's like old Playboys. I don't know if they're sentimental or they just like didn't have time to throw away these periodicals, but we had so many. We had like Reader's Digest from the 1960s, and I should have saved some of them. I think I have. So I would like, and the funny thing, family of hoarders and readers. And the funny thing is, our bathroom upstairs, which you never got to see because you never went up the house, but the family, our bathroom upstairs is like almost bigger than my living room. And when you're sitting in the bowl and there's the sink,
big man.
This living room, not this one, but the real one. So like if you're sitting in the bowl, in front of you, there's like it's like a built-in kind of like shelves, like the shelves. And on the top row, it's all readers
magazines.
Yeah, it's all Reader's Digest. On the top, it's all Reader's Digest. On the bottom,
my grandma was like one of those people.
Like that. So it was like custom built to hold like reading materials. And as a kid, I didn't have my own like comics and stuff. So whenever I take a crap, it became a habit. I would just grab something and read it. And now my kid does it because in our bathroom, in our toilet, I stacked it with the old Mabuhay magazine. So Raj does it. So it goes around, comes around.
That's the excuse, John. That's the excuse.
It's true. I mean, I hope I held on to some. So I would be like opening like magazines
This
and old
guy,
magazines,
this guy
and
is the
and they would
master
be like
bullshitter.
actors named Alfie Anido, man. Like who the heck is
I know
Alfie
Alfie
Anido,
Anido,
dude?
of course. Alfie
Okay,
Anido,
see, why do
I
you know
know
Alfie
him.
Anido?
He's
I've
Albert
never.
Anido's brother. He died
Who the heck
young.
is Albert Anido, man?
Dude, why dude, they're like the leading men of like Snooki Serna in one of the
Have
movies
you
back
seen a
then.
movie with Alfie Anido? I've never seen a movie with Alfie
Yes,
Anido
I
in my
have
life.
seen. I have seen with my mom. Alfie Anido died young, so it was kind of tragic. And Albert is,
Yeah.
I think, the younger brother. I think Alfie's like the older brother,
Are you sure you're
right?
not talking about Albert
Alfie.
Martinez here?
No, it's Albert Anido and Alfie Anido, the Anido brothers. They were popular,
Okay.
and they had a movie with Snooki Serna, I think, or Dina Bonnevie. It should be Dina Bonnevie, not Snooki, but Dina Bonnevie. Yeah, I because my mom's like a fan of Dina Bonnevie. We watched that movie. Was it
But I'm
Diwata?
not
I'm
kidding.
not
Like
sure.
I mean, I'm old enough to of course watch movies
See,
on TV
this
and
is
show these
how good
people.
he is, John. He's
But
trying to lure me in, and now I said that I know the Anido brothers, and that makes me old too.
I
See,
don't
that's
even know
how
who they
good this
are,
guy is. This is Kaser Sose right here. We're talking to
dude. I didn't have to. I didn't have to do anything. It was John
Kaser
that brought up Mary
Sose.
Walters. It was
Kaser
John who
Sose.
brought up Mary
Are you
Walters.
Kaser
All right.
Sose?
He brought up Lotiski and Mary Walters, and you're getting on my case for bringing up Gloria Romero. He brought up Mary Walters was already old when Gloria Romero was still young. Come on, man, what are you talking about? John brought,
All right. Okay. Fine.
what about
Fine.
him?
Settle.
Question
Settle.
him. Question
All
him.
right. Anyway,
Lotiski, come on.
Lotuski. I know, right?
Mary Walters,
But then,
that's too
I
much.
mean, Lotus Key. I mean, she's familiar. I've seen. I saw the face. I'm like, all right, yeah. Like those old movies when I was a kid that they will show on RPN 9. Yeah, I
Hubo,
think I've seen
hubo.
that face. No, not Hubo Hubo. Come on, man. There was no Hubo Hubo back in the day.
Okay, what's an old Pinoy movie that stuck to your head that you don't know? Maybe you don't remember the title, maybe, but it's just like there's
Okay,
a
there was
scene
this
there that
one movie.
you can never forget.
There was there was this one scene. It was still a black and white. It was still black and white.
Same here,
I
black
don't
and
even
white
know
too.
who the actors. So I don't even know who the actors were.
Okay,
But
hold on.
I remember that scene.
Ulong Pugot? No.
No, I'm not sure. No. The
Okay.
scene was so much money, and but then the money turned to guava leaves. It was like sort of like an illusion or something. Like I remember that. Like, oh, like I have so much money, blah blah blah. But then like when she opened like the boxes and whatnot,
That
they're
stuck to your
all
head.
guava leaves.
It
Yeah,
stuck
it
to
got
your
stuck in
head.
my head. Because right after that, I went to the back of our house and started pulling the guava leaves from the tree. Just trying to like all right, just gonna.
And you're
pluck them
calling me a
from the
liar?
tree.
You're calling me a BS? Let me come up with that story.
Yeah, dala sige nagpanguhag bayabas. Come on, guava. Sigmahin mo din yung kwarta. I mean, I did that. Holy shit. Yeah, I actually did that when I was a kid because of that movie. It was black and white. I didn't even know the title.
I learn more about you every day. No,
I am gonna Google that. See if see if I can find a title.
it's probably Jerome Buktot for all we know. I don't know.
I will Google that later before I sleep. But all right, okay. So okay, dude. All right, okay. Hey,
Well, I'll just tell you the scene that stuck to my head, old Pinoy movie, black and white. There's always this guy on a horse, and he has like an espada or like a fencing sword, and he has no head. And there's always this like angel baby cherubim kind of thing following him around, talking to him. It's like ulung, like I think he can make himself invisible. Like he wears something, and his head will disappear. And
So what's the sword? Is it like those like fencing sword that's like really thin, like the
yeah, it's like a fencing sword, and he's always riding a horse.
All right.
That's all I remember. Yeah, I don't recall.
All right.
Anyway, we're done. We gotta go because I know you have work tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. So Thursday, what's happening on Thursday? Nothing. No topic.
Let's talk about sex, intimacy, risque stuff.
Intimacy. All right. Okay. Define intimacy. What's intimacy for you? Something like that.
No. That's okay. Here's the thing. Like, what's your fetish or your dark side, or something like that, right? It's something like kind of like not normal about you.
But yeah,
like
but then the
you
girls
getting
can't join
getting
in.
guava leaves, thinking it will turn to money.
No, but then it's so limited. Only the guys will join the show. We need girls to join the show.
Okay, banana or cucumber? I mean, I don't know. What you want girls to be in it?
Dude, are you drunk? Are you drunk right now?
No, I'm not. I'm drunk on Mary Walters. I'm drunk on Mary Walters.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're drinking coffee? I mean, Was that coffee in the mug, or was it like rum or what? Like
Dude,
whiskey or brandy? Come
I
on, be
haven't had
honest.
like okay. I had alcohol recently, like Saturday when my friends came over.
And it's still not
Maybe I
out
should
of
have
your
said that.
system.
Are we supposed to? No, it came back when Mary Walters was mentioned. I can't get her face off my head. I'll be lying in bed now thinking
Right?
Mary Walters for crying out.
Right.
Okay.
Well, good luck with that. All right. Okay.
Anyway, we'll come up
So,
with something for
all right,
Thursday.
we'll come up with something
Come
for
on.
Thursday. So, thanks a lot for joining us. Not the show I was expecting, but all right. Well,
Mary
yeah.
Walters is
Well,
rolling in her grave right now. We should have left her alone. Joe, why did you
I
have to
know,
bring her
right?
up, man? And it's so funny
And
the way you brought it up. It's so funny the way you brought it up. It's like
I
Mary
know, right?
Walters to like so no daddy.
Yeah, because if he didn't, she would probably come out. You would probably throw her in the mix because Caridad Sanchez came out. I was just thinking it, and you said it. I was thinking it, and you said it. So if he didn't say anything, you would have thrown out that name. I'm pretty sure it would have happened. I mean,
Anita
thank God,
Linda. I
John, you
forgot to
saved
mention
him.
Anita. I forgot to mention Anita
See what
Linda.
I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Oh man, I mean, this guy,
We
he's
could go
got.
on and on, man. Come on. To be honest, like when you
See,
know,
I'd agree. It was just a matter of time. See, Anita Linda came out. I mean, who knows? Next is like what?
hey, I'm not the one searching for mature on Newport, all
Alicia
right?
Alonso,
That would be you.
right?
That would be
Alicia
you.
Alonso's
I'm not the
next.
one searching for. I'm not searching for mature. That was you.
I never searched for Alicia Alonso or like Anita Linda.
Mature. Di naman mature. Overrape naman
All right.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thursday. We'll see you Thursday. Thanks for joining us. This has been
yeah, sure.
the OK Show Monday edition. My name's Iceman.
That's babies. Rod Rodriguez.
All right. So, well, good night to everyone. Raj, good night, and whoever is it, like, was that Raj?
Mary Walters.
That was Mary Walters calling you. Did you just call Bags Mary Walters? Was it Bags who called you? You just called her Mary Walters? Bags, come on. You know what,
Yeah,
Bags?
if
Throw
she's
her out
Mary
of the room.
Walters, who the heck am I, man? Crispin? Basilio?
Punish the guy. Ask him to sleep on the couch and see if Mary Walters will come to, come visit him
Oh,
in
please.
his
I
sleep.
hope not. Jeez, I hope we don't have that dream. God,
Right, anyway,
I don't want to dream about
thanks a lot. Good night. This has been, the OK Show, and we are out. Good night.
We had dinner already. Should have charged it.